And the 1-2 tandem of Clay Holmes and Sean Manaea getting it done. Here was Manaea, who worked the final 5 innings for the win. Happy with his outing.
Gave up a home run, but yeah, I mean, this game's tough. It's big leagues, and when you can persevere through things, feels really good. So tonight felt really, really good.
And that was Manaea, courtesy of SNY. David Peterson start tonight against Nick Pivetta on Mets Odyssey Radio at 7:10. Mets still a game and a half ahead of the Diamondbacks, who beat the Giants 6-5. Yankees led 10-1 in Minnesota. Wound up winning, but it wasn't easy. 10-9 was the final score. Manager Aaron Boone says no quitting that Twins team.
Credit to them putting a great comeback on, and definitely made it dicey there. But yeah, a little bit of a sigh, a little exhale after that one, after running out to such a big lead after the really good offense the first few innings. So we'll take it.
And the offense spread out up and down the order. Trent Grisham homered and drove in 3 to lead the way. Luis Heel, Taj Bradley go tonight on the Fan with first pitch at 7:40. Pregame at 7. The Mariners beat the Royals 12-5. Notable as Cal Raleigh hits 2 home runs, passing Mickey Mantle for the most home runs in a season by a switch hitter, also tying Ken Griffey Jr.'s franchise record of 56. This report brought to you by Bet365. Football's back. Get ready for the season at Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. It's 66 in Central Park. That's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
It's Brandon Tierney and Sal Licata on WFAN The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Please just get us to the postseason already. I can't take it anymore with these two teams. Even when they win, it's infuriating. With the Yankees nearly blowing a 10-1 lead, with the Mets looking like the team that we've expected them to be for a while, never knowing what's going to happen moving forward, finally listening to something that we've talked about for weeks with piggybacking Holmes and Sean Manaea in their rotation. My God, the inconsistencies, like, BT and I talked about this, and BT is out. He's sick today. More on that in a little bit. But BT and I have talked about this for months, about how this is maddening, watching each of these two teams throughout the course of this year play baseball in what otherwise is deemed a meaningless regular season with the way the landscape of the sport has changed. But come on, what are we doing? Am I supposed to now, from a Mets perspective, be all excited because they've had 2 wins in a row? 1 good performance last night, 1 encouraging performance last night, even the win on Sunday. Not really a big deal. They played poorly in that game, allowing the Alonso walk-off winner, finally letting them to end the losing streak there. But I can't allow myself to truly get behind them just because they've won 2 games in a row, because I know that at any moment it could go the other way. Same thing with the Yankees. You want to get full into the Yankees and say, all right, well, the division may be lost, but still the Yankees are world beaters, and look at the offense. Here we go, back on track against the Twins. And they allow a game that should have been a snooze fest, 10-1, put it in your back pocket, go to sleep, go party, go get them the next day and try to win 2 out of 3 in Minnesota. They let that game get out of control to a point where, as Boone just said, you have to exhale. So these two teams, nothing in the final 11, 12 games, 12 for the Yankees, 11 for the Mets, nothing in the final 2 weeks of the season is going to change how I feel about either of these teams, big picture. However, aside from these teams driving us crazy, making us nuts all year long, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, the happiness, the sadness, the anger, the frustration, the joy, all of it. It's all like, I'm tired of it. I can't deal with it. I need consistency. If you're going to suck, suck. At least I can embrace it and accept it and understand it. If you're going to be good. But they up and down. Good, suck, great, suck, awful, good, suck. Like, it's all over the place. But with all that being said and all the frustrations that we've dealt with throughout the course of this long regular Major League Baseball season, in the end, and this is something that we've alluded to for a while as well, in the end, no matter what happened last night or what happens tonight or the next day, if they both get into the postseason, and we know the Yankees will be there, and it seems likely for the Mets. I mean, it's felt that way for a while, although I would say that the Diamondbacks are a more legit threat than either the Giants or the Reds. And the only reason why people aren't taking them more seriously is because of their schedule, which really shouldn't mean anything, because the Dodgers are on what they were. The Phillies have already clinched the NL East. I know they're going to try to go out there and get the home field throughout, whatever it may be. Still, if not for their daunting schedule, and it is daunting on paper, the Diamondbacks, they would be more legit. They have the pedigree. They're coming after the Mets here. This is going to be a more legit race than it would be from the Reds or the Giants' perspective. Anyway, both teams still, even with blowing the divisions, even with the maddening inconsistencies and the frustrations all year long, both teams still can go out there and win the World Series. And saying that is not a crazy thought. Like, you could disagree with it. BT could disagree with it. I could have my theory on whether one would win it or will win it or whatever. The reality is both teams can still go out there and not only get to a World Series, win a World Series. And I would say that have as good a chance as anybody in the field in the National League or the American League. Because we've learned how the regular season doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean that you would bet them the odds-on favorites. They're obviously not going to be the odds-on favorites. They're certainly not the Mets. The Yankees might be in the American League, even with not winning the division. I don't know. I haven't checked the latest odds. But the expectations coming into the season were that these two teams could legitimately contend to win a World Series. And throughout the course of the year, the maddening year, we have lost sight of those expectations at times. Beginning June 13th, oh my God, Subway Series, here we come. Since then, what the hell's going on? These teams stink. Fire this guy, fire that guy, trade this guy. He's no good. Bench him, send him down. That's been the talk for the majority of the last couple of years with both, the last couple of months with both these teams. But in the end, and we're nearing the end mercifully, you know, baseball's got to change the format and all that. So that's a whole nother conversation that we can have if you'd like. I'm here all day. But in the end, the goal still is attainable for each of these teams. So while you get worked up about Schlittler not having a good start, or while you have concerns about the Yankees bullpen, and while you get worked up about the inconsistencies of the Mets offense or their bullpen or their starting rotation, however it is that you want, whatever it is that's bothering you about that team, the goals of winning a World Series still at this point very much in play and attainable. And in the end, isn't that all you could ask for? Like, just get us to October with a chance. You could say it's unlikely. I could fight back and say it actually is very likely. Like, make a case against the Yankees in the American League. We know their we all know their flaws, and we've gone over it a million times over. But really make a strong case. Look at everybody else. They're all flawed too. I firmly believe, and I thought the Yankees were going to win the division. Obviously, that doesn't look like that's going to be the case at this point. I firmly believe they're better than Toronto. And if I think they're better than Toronto, I mean, who's better in the American League? Well, I'm scared of the Mariners. I mean, they could be dangerous in a short series. Anybody could in the best of 3 or best of 5. Yeah, of course, anybody could be dangerous. But would I take those teams, my life on the line over the Yankees? I would not. I'd take the Yankees. Even with all their flaws, I'm taking the Yankees. And then go to the National League. And okay, yeah, the Phillies are great. 91 wins and counting. The Brewers have played incredible baseball, and the last time they played the Mets, they mopped the floor with them, made them look silly. Do you really trust the Milwaukee Brewers in the postseason? Based on what exactly? Every postseason, they fail. They have good regular seasons, get to the playoffs, they fail. Doesn't mean that they're going to again, but how can you trust them? The Phillies, they were far better than the Mets a year ago. And what happened? The Mets bounced them in 4 games. So you're going to tell me that the Mets can't beat the Phillies? Yeah, I mean, the Mets themselves believe they can. And that's half the battle. Mets may think that they're better than they are. That could be a good thing. Even the big, bad, high and mighty Dodgers, the unbeatable Dodgers, and their robust 84 wins, blowing games left and right with their bullpen. They scare you? How about the Padres? We just saw Michael King get his you-know-what lit up by the Mets lineup last night. Tanner Roark. You know what I'm talking about, Keith? You remember that one off. Come on. We all do. I'm not worried about those teams. I'm more worried about the teams here, meaning that if the Yankees don't play their best brand of baseball, they're going to go home. If they do play their best or close to their best, they're going to go to the World Series. And I think you could say the same thing about the Mets, because what the Mets lack now, and the bigger issue of all of this is just the Mets making sure that they get there. But what the Mets lack is something that is going to be negated to a certain extent come postseason. You saw a little bit of that last night with the piggybacking. So the point is, after this, I actually got to a point, I personally, and I know that I'm not alone, but I personally can't take it anymore. I can't take the emotions of watching either of these two teams down the stretch. Just get me there. Get me there. We already know what's going on with the division. Get us to the postseason so where we can really now nestle in and see what each of these teams are made of. There's no more evaluating them in the regular season. We know what they've been in the regular season, and even more importantly, we know it doesn't matter. You want to go back to last year's teams and reference that in the playoffs? You could. I know they're each different ball clubs for different reasons, but it doesn't mean that they can't have similar success to what happened a year ago. It also doesn't mean that they can't get bounced in the first round, which is what makes it so crazy. But until the main goal of getting to and winning a World Series is no longer attainable, we really have no choice but to sit back and let it play out. It's either that or go nuts every single night investing in these teams where you know it's really not worth the investment because it doesn't matter. Think about the 8-game losing streak with the Mets. Anybody watching would think the same thing, aside from the math and the play. You'd be like, this team stinks. They're dead. How do you lose 8 in a row trying to make the playoffs? And now they win 2 in a row, and it's, we're back up. Here we go. Look out. The Mets could be dangerous. Yankees, same thing. Oh, they go through a great stretch against tough opponents, something that people wanted to see them prove themselves. Take 2 out of 3 from Toronto. They did it. Houston, they did it. Boston, they did it. All right, now go get fat off of the Twinkies, and they get spanked by the Twins. All right, well, now they're back, and they're crushing the Twins 10, and then it's a 10-9 game. Like, neither of these teams are perfect. Nobody else is either. And in baseball's format, once you get there, it's not just anything's possible. These two teams each have pieces in place that you can make a legitimate argument for each team succeeding in the postseason. BT and Sal on the Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't just sit here and be like, oh, the Mets are back after an 8-2 win, whatever it is, crushing the Padres last night right out of the gate. You got to win series here. You got to win games. And I do think that the Mets are actually going to have to earn their way in. Yesterday, we were talking about potentially 6-6. Well, if Arizona continues to play the brand of baseball that they're playing, and they've won 4 straight, and I do believe that they're more legit than the Giants and Reds, then it's going to be the Mets are going to have to earn their way in. Not, well, you take a game against the Pods and take a game or 2 against the Nats and maybe win 2 of the final 6. No, they're going to, maybe they do have to finish that stretch of 12-7-5, or now it would be 7-4 along the way. Marcelo is calling from Miami to get things started. What's up, Marcelo?
How you doing, Sal? I feel exactly the way you do when it comes to the Mets, but I must say, with these last 3 games, I'm feeling a little more positive than I have been throughout the season.
Oh, 2 games. It's not even 3. It's 2.
Yeah, but I'm also counting Petey's walk-off.
Yeah, that was Sunday. That's 1. Yesterday was 2. They were off on Monday.
No, that's right. Well, I don't know. I feel like the energy is coming in our favor, and seeing the team come together when Francisco Alvarez got hit by that pitch, I feel like the team's coming together, and we know that we got to stick together as a team. And I don't know if they're going to retaliate against any hitter tonight because of hitting Alvarez, but I feel like if we do see that, I don't know. I feel like the energy will be real good coming into the post.
I don't think you're going to see that, Marcelo. I thought the time to do that would have been last night, and thank you for the call if they felt the need to do it. Now's not the time to be messing around trying to retaliate. You got to go out there and win every game you possibly can, because what I was just saying about getting to the playoffs and anything's possible, if the Mets don't get there, then it's not possible. Like, they could be saying, and we could be thinking, hey, man, there's a lot about this team that can be dangerous or appealing once they get to the postseason. However, getting there is going to be their biggest hurdle. Like, there's no excuse. And Stearns alluded to this yesterday. He met the media and talked about it. There is no excuse. It's why I made my decision definitively. I don't care what happens the rest of the way. Outside of the Mets getting to or winning a World Series, I've made my decision on what I would do with the core of this team. Now, we could have those conversations in the offseason. Stearns may still be evaluating that, whatever. I can't trust this team. I don't know how anybody could. They have 78 wins. There's 11 games to go. That's not good enough. It's not good. Like, if the Mets won every game, it's still not a 90-win team. It's not good enough. It wouldn't be good enough for me. And I bet that it's not going to be good enough for King Cohen or David Stearns. It's not good enough. So why did it happen? And that's what they need to figure out. However, in the moment, as long as they can figure out, as Stern says, hey, our priority is not about worrying about that stuff now. We're trying to win every game we can of the remaining now 11 and see where we end up. And that should be the goal. Get to the damn playoffs, and then once you get in the playoffs, figure out how you're going to get through the postseason. Then you could evaluate bigger moves and changes so you don't find yourself in this spot again. This is an unacceptable spot to be in for the Mets. Don't lose sight of that because they've won 2 games in a row and enjoyed an off day in between. You're right. The feel has changed. It's still unacceptable that they're in this spot to begin with. And by the way, nothing is done yet. All of a sudden they lose tonight. And that's what I'm like. We continue to have the same arguments. BT and I argued about it all the time. What if the Mets lose tonight and the Diamondbacks win? Then what? Then how's the feel? All of a sudden it's not, we're on easy street. We're going to be great in the postseason. Nobody wants to see us. Now it's, clench spot, half-game lead. Larry's in Howard Beach. What's up, Larry?
What's going on, Sal? How are you, buddy? All right?
Good, Larry. How are you, my friend? What's up?
All right, no problem. I'm sort of like you, Sal. I'll be honest with you. I was watching a game last night with my 2 kids, and I'll make you laugh. We're winning 8-1, 8-2, whatever it was, and everything. And my daughter goes to me, Dad, what's up? We're winning. Why don't you look so happy? It's just that, everything you've seen from this team since, the middle of June on and everything like that, you can't believe in this team. I know, they had to come from behind win on Sunday and then the nice win last night. But you know what? I'll be honest with you, it's going to take me, I would say if they sweep San Diego, maybe I'll start to, be a believer again. Maybe they're on one of those streaks. But, up until then, it's a day-by-day process with this team.
I think you nailed it, Larry. That's the exact feel, and thank you for the call. Now, last night was a refreshing win. Nothing to stress about, nothing to worry about. It was refreshing that they finally did what we wanted them to do for a while, piggybacking starters, because obviously they don't have guys that could go deep into games. That was their biggest issue, so why not try to combine them? They waited till now. It worked, obviously, to perfection last night, not to mention that the bats got it going against King, which just made everything a lot easier. But even with that refreshing enjoy, a game you could sit back and enjoy for a change. Even with that, they still annoy you because it shouldn't have come to this. The win on Sunday was aggravating. It shouldn't have taken all that. It shouldn't have taken them to get to the Pete spot where you had to walk it off. They should have won that game before then. Saturday they should have won. They could have won a game or 2 in Philly. Like they have so far disappointed or under-delivered the expectation this year that it's going to take a lot to get over that. Think about it. They get to the playoffs. Okay, everybody's going to be excited about the playoffs, but then what happens if they lose in the first round? Not good enough. Remember, keep the main goal intact. Even though we all watch this team and there aren't great reasons to truly believe they're a World Series caliber team, that still should be the goal. And if they get in, it is possible because they do have certain pieces in place. They're going to have to earn it. They've hurt us far too long. That's why you can't sit back and just be like, here we go, we're excited for the playoffs. If you're in Milwaukee, you're excited for the postseason. You're in Philadelphia, you're excited for the postseason. Other cities could be excited for the postseason. Chicago even, and their 87 wins. Dodgers, whatever. Padres have been playing poorly, which is another reason why I said that I thought the Mets would make the postseason. I thought they would catch, a week ago, I thought they would catch the Padres for the second spot, which, by the way, if they sweep, maybe they can. But it's hard to enjoy it with the way that we've watched both these. Even last night with the Yankees, a 10-1 game. You telling me Yankee fans enjoyed that 10-9 victory? A win's a win. You take it. But my God, it should never be that way. BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll continue with your calls, 888-808-1019. Guys, by now you've heard me talk about Collars & Co., makers of the dress collar polo. They've already sold over 1 million of these amazing shirts. Well, Collars & Co. just came out with the new Maverick Performance Blazer. This blazer is sharp, wrinkle-resistant, so you can travel anywhere with it. Just throw it in your bag. It will remain wrinkle-free. Isn't that great? It even comes with security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So visit collarsandco.com and check them out today.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always zero down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xE, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event.
With approval term 24 months, do it signed Cherokee 3894, Wrangler 4394 at tax tag 498 dock and DMV.
Hey, healthcare workers of New York, are you looking to make a difference? Saints Jotham and Ann Nursing and Rehabilitation Center is actively hiring nurses and CNAs. Call 718-714-4800. That's 718-714-4800.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. I gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent sin. All over Febreze car clips right on your fit. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action to get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
No big deal, but you've been earning Kohl's Cash for 20 years. That's 2 decades of checkout wins. To celebrate, enter our month-long sweepstakes for a chance to win $200 in Kohl's Cash. Plus, save on fall faves during the Customer Appreciation Event now. Yep, 2 decades of Kohl's Cash is a big deal. Shop Kohl's and brag accordingly. Coupon ends September 21st. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. Sweepstakes ends September 30th, 2025. No purchase necessary. 20 winners per day. Limit 1 prize per person for entire sweepstakes. See Kohls.com for official rules and details.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. Obviously, the tag team last night of Clay Holmes and Sean Manaea getting the job done. Before we get to that, I do want to say BT texted me last night. He's been sick for like a week. Right off, it's been a while, I think BT's been sick. So he just wanted me to make sure that the audience knows, like, we know it's fall. We know it's important. He would do it. He was trying to battle through the last couple of days, certainly. He's got some kind of viral thing, not COVID. So he's killing him not to be here today, but that's the point. So I just want to relay that message. He's sick. We told him rest up. We'll be fine. Hopefully he's back at it tomorrow. We can power up, get ready for week 3 in the NFL, talk to baseball, all that stuff. But he is actually legitimately sick and has been sick for at least a week. I think dating back to last week.
At least a week, maybe a year, actually.
No. You're all kidding aside. He's been definitely dating back to last week, and then this week.
Last Friday, he was miserable, and I thought that Monday that either he wouldn't be in or that he'd be well rested and come back, but it actually took the turn for the worse.
So yeah, yesterday during the show, we were trying to battle through, so he's rested up. He'll be fine, but he just wanted me to make sure you guys know that. He's not just taking a day off.
He needs tiger blood. That's what he needs.
A little Charlie Sheen tiger blood.
There you go.
I know, actually, I wanted to talk about that because I know you watched that and he watched it. We'll save it for when BT comes back tomorrow, and we can get more into that. We'll have some fun with other stuff. And that damn Emmy thing yesterday, we'll get into that as well. I don't really want to, but I have to finish up. I was getting text about it. Oh, what happened? What happened? I don't want to talk about it, but we will talk about that in a little bit. Back to the Holmes and Manaea thing. I was wanting the Mets to do this weeks ago, and it's one of the reasons why, it's not that it's going to be effective every time, who the hell knows, but it's one of the reasons why even weeks ago I believed that the Mets could still be dangerous in the postseason when they get there, because what is a major weakness, their starters, maybe their biggest weakness. I mean, the offense has been inconsistent and frustrating, but their starters not being able to give them any kind of quality or length, the majority of them. So why not then do what they did last night and have Holmes, who could be a very effective 4-inning pitcher, and Manaea, who could be a very effective 4 or 5-inning pitcher. That's what he was last night. And certainly Manaea, it seems like he's turned the corner here. But why not put them together? They can maybe do the same thing with, let's say, Senga, assuming Senga could come back, and Peterson or Sproat and Tong. Like, you don't know how it's going to work. I'm talking about weeks ago. That was my mindset. Now you're getting to evaluate a little bit more what these guys have to give you. And clearly the Mets made the decision. And I think they made the decision. I don't know this. I think that they made the decision to go with Manaea piggybacking Holmes before Tong couldn't get out of the first inning on Friday night. That was my issue. I'd rather have Manaea start a game than I would Tong right now. Just the timing of it didn't make much sense, but the plan works. So let's just say, hypothetically, the Mets get to the postseason. Clearly, McClain is the one guy who you trust wholeheartedly in that rotation. And for me, I'd go Holmes/Manaea in game 2. And I'd probably go, as of now I need to see a little bit more, and we're going to see, I'd probably go Sproat game 3. We'll see what happens with Peterson tonight, but I would consider moving if Peterson has not been very good, I would consider moving him to the pen, and if Senga can get his act together in the minors, one more start in the minors, then he'll probably come up here and make at least one more start. It would be probably just one more start in the majors before the postseason. Maybe you have a situation where you go McClain, Holmes/Manaea, and you could go Senga/Peterson, and then you have Sproat, Tong. I mean, you still have some options there with the Mets. So that in a short series in the postseason, certainly a wild card round or best of 5, that issue that the Mets had with the starting pitchers not giving any length, that's not going to go. That's not going to be there in the playoffs. Not to mention that now their bullpen with just 11 games to go basically has had 2 off days, with the off day on Monday and then yesterday just using Holmes and Minaya. They should be fully rested to a point where Mendoza should be able to pick his spots now and use the guys in the right situation. No excuses. They're not tired, fully rested. And let's go. I mean, it's basically every game from here on out. It's the postseason for the Mets. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Matt is in Montclair. What's up, Matty?
Hey, what's going on, Sal?
How are you, Matt?
I'm doing great. We're doing great. Hope BT feels better. I mean, but touch on 2 things real quick. Number one, this Mets team they are who we see them as. 21 games over 500 at 45-24 was a great thing, but this lull over a long period of time, and we're looking at 100 games of under 500 almost. But the beautiful thing is you can, and we all know this, you can catch fire at the right time. Example of that, 06 Cardinals. We know them well, don't we? I mean, 83-78, snuck in, won the division in a bad Central that year. But they, and we can say this all day long. They get it done when they have to.
Well, that's kind of
last year.
That's kind of my point, Matt. Is that, and if you're, I want to tie in both teams because I think it pertains to both the Mets and the Yankees. There have been things that have infuriated us as a Met fan, as a Yankee fan, all regular season long. And in reality, it's sad to say, not that nothing that happened matters, because obviously some of it does, but you really, when the lows were the low, those things don't matter. And however you feel about your team, whether it's the Mets or the Yankees, just know that a fresh start, the most important start, is right around the corner here. And those goals of winning a World Series, still realistic possibilities for each team.
Absolutely. And, playing under pressure in September typically benefits these teams in the wild cards based on history. I mean, look at us last year. And there's other examples, too. I can't tell you how many times this year I've shut the game off in the 6th inning. I can't do this anymore. But then I'm back at it the next day. You know how it goes. But, I mean,
yeah, I do, unfortunately.
You know the deal. But what matters is day to day. I mean, solid win yesterday. Momentum building stuff, right? So all you can do is take it one breath at a time at this point because things are that tight. And the lucky thing is we get the Giants and the D-backs playing each other today. Verlander's pitching, and he's been pitching great. So hopefully the Giants take this one off and they keep beating each other up a little bit.
I would root for the Giants today, and thank you for the call, Matt. My concern, as it pertains to the Mets specifically, would be that I do think Arizona is going to make a legit run, even with their difficult schedule. They get the Phillies, they got the Dodgers, and they close with the Padres, I believe, and obviously one more with the Giants now. Was never worried about the Giants, was never worried about the Reds. The Mets continuing to lose allowed the Diamondbacks back in. That's the issue. If they won 2 of those 8 games that they lost, we wouldn't be talking about this. They wouldn't be able to be caught by Arizona. The fact that the Mets kept losing, forget about the Reds or Giants who were also losing themselves. They let the Diamondbacks get in, a team with a little bit of pedigree and a team that can be dangerous. And once you start to sniff that blood in the water, I mean, man, here's the worry. So not only would I be worried about the Diamondbacks being better than the Giants and more legit than the Giants and the Reds, that's like a mild concern. My bigger concern is the way that I was fending it off the other way for weeks. The Mets will be fine. Don't worry about it. They're one win away from changing the feel. Unfortunately, in the midst of that 8-game losing streak, that one win didn't come. It just never came. They need to win the game. Win a game. You win one, all of a sudden it's like, okay, exhale. You pick up a game in the standings or whatever. You move a day off the calendar and just change the entire feel. So I was trying to fight off that negative feel, knowing that one win can change the entire situation. But now it seems like the feel is just because one win did change the feel and then it turned into 2 wins last night. Now it seems like the feel is okay, back in the driver's seat. Think about that. Just 2 wins erases the feel of an 8-game losing streak. Well, not so fast, because it's very plausible, if not in fact likely, that the Mets lose a game or 2 to the Padres. And then what? Like, what if Arizona wins today and the Mets lose? Now it's back to a half game and you're tied again. Like, this is hold on to your, is it seats or buckle up or fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be whatever. The ride is going to get bumpy. This is it. Like, this is not okay. Well, they won and now take a breather. They're going to the postseason. This is a playoff fight. It has been 4 weeks. And the fact that they kept losing allowed a better team, a more dangerous team, and the Diamondbacks to enter the conversation. Now you got to worry about them. Charlie's in Bethpage. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Sal, how we doing here, buddy?
Good, Charlie.
Hey, you know what? The baseball we saw in July and August, unacceptable. If they go on this good run right now and get in the playoffs is all we ask for. But we got to see it on a consistent basis, and we haven't seen it. So it's hard to believe it's just going to turn around now. So they got to prove it to the fan base, and they got to prove it to themselves because they haven't done anything. I mean, they're so lucky they're even in the talk about getting into the playoffs. Right. But if they play like they did last night, that's the team I thought we were going to have all year long. That kind of power hitting, that kind of pitching from both those guys who we didn't see it from. And if we can get all that, we're going to be in a good place, and we can go on a nice run, and it would be nice to end our season.
But it's a big if, and I guess that's kind of my point too, Charlie, and thank you for the call. Instead of getting aggravated with each of these two teams, like to me, it has not been fun. It's been a lot of negative talk about both the Mets and Yankees, who have disappointed to different levels of extent, but have disappointed, at least in my opinion. Each team has disappointed this regular season for a variety of reasons. So that's not fun for me. I'm not enjoying watching these games. Even like I said last night, a 10-1 game, you'd think a fan would, hey, it's going to be the greatest thing ever. The fact that you have to sweat that out right up until the ninth inning with Bednar giving up that home run to make it a 10-9 game, like, that's not fun. However, and it's easier for the Yankee fan because they're going to the playoffs. If you take and you can worry about matchups, and we get into that and talk about all that stuff, but they're going to the playoffs. So you could take yourself away and just be like, all right, whatever. These games are really meaningless against the Twins and Orioles and White Sox to close it out here. Yeah, you want to make sure you get the top wild card. You want to, you obviously you'd rather win than lose, and you want to see your team playing well. Maybe Volpe could get himself back into the conversation to start some games at short. He looked pretty good. Instead of reacting to each night, overreacting one way or the other, Mets win, we're back up, here we go, postseason, here we come, going to go win it all. Or they lose a game, oh crap, this team stinks, bury them, fire everybody. They will ultimately be determined by what happens in October. And October now is just weeks away, thankfully, mercifully. And that's how we're going to evaluate these teams. So before we bury them, before we put a fork in them for good, everything is attainable as far as their ultimate goal, getting into, not only getting into the postseason, but getting to and winning a World Series. BT and Sal on the Fan, 888-808-1019, the number to call. 4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for the performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, the Vistic, the Optic, and the Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today. The BT and Sal Show is presented by your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
For the Cowboys to give up that many points and that many yards to a Giants offense. I understand it's different. It's Russell Wilson, and he's got a history, and he's a Hall of Famer and all that stuff. But still, this Giants offense hasn't produced a damn thing for years, regardless who's been back there.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Miami visits Buffalo tomorrow night, just as the Dolphins are getting close to imploding. Tua will need to be more on target, while the Fish defense must contain James Cook. Good luck with that. With Josh Allen and the Bills now playing with supreme confidence and serious momentum, Buffalo should win going away. Let's call it 31-20. Oh, I don't think they'll cover the 11.5 to 12.5 point spread, but nonetheless, they're going to score a ton of points. I'm Boomer Esiason.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You could think you found your dream home online, but here's the twist. The lot next door just got rezoned for years of construction. Work with the expertise and ethical training of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors, right by you.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
Move and be moved in the Mazda CX-30. With advanced safety features, intuitive technology, and a refined, comfortable interior, you'll love every drive. Right now, lease the CX-30 for just $199 a month. Visit your local Mazda dealer or go to MazdaUSA.com for more information.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's Gio to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Looking for Michelin tires at the guaranteed lowest price? Get to Town Fair Tire. Michelin's innovative technologies are designed for durability and performance over any of the toughest road conditions, so you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires. And Town Fair's been a name you can trust since 1967. Now with over 120 locations and still growing, because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Whenever water damage strikes your home or business, call on the cleanup and restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No. You even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Yankee turning point of the game contest. Wendy's, the official hamburger of the New York Yankees. Be the first call to correctly identify yesterday's turning point of the game at 866-540-WFAN. That's 866-540-9326. And you'll receive 2 pairs of tickets to a Yankee 2025 regular season game. It's all from your flagship station for New York Yankees baseball. The Fan. And I would think, even with the frustrating 10-1 lead, to have it end up 10-9, I still would be more encouraged from that performance last night. Mainly 2 reasons. Number one, Anthony Volpe. And it's not that I could trust Volpe, but at least you saw some signs last night of, okay, here's a reminder that he can be impactful here. Look, you're down the stretch. Like, forget about the lost season. It's all about how you're going to try to win. The same thing that pertains to the Mets pertains to the Yankees. It's all about how you're going to get your best players on the field right now, who's ever hottest, whoever can contribute now, to go help you win a damn World Series. And Volpe, at his best, is better than Caballero. Like, we like Caballero, sure, and he's more maybe stable than the roller coaster ride that has been Anthony Volpe. You know, in really his 3 years in the big leagues, but none more than this year. This year has been, it's really been awful for Anthony Volpe. But he's still got that potential to be a difference maker. You saw what he did in the postseason a year ago. Couple hits last night, played some sound defense. Like, there are things there with Volpe that were encouraging last night. Forget about the 10 runs against the Twins. Like, that doesn't worry me. Even Schlittler, like, I'm not concerned about that. The other thing would be the bullpen, where you look at it and say, oh, God, how do you blow a 10-1 lead? Bullpen not that good. No, in fact, the bullpen was fine. Williams, again, looked good in his inning. I told you, BT and I were debating this. I would trust him behind Bednar. As a matter of fact, I might even trust him more than Bednar. Not that I would make Williams the closer. I wouldn't. Bednar is the clear closer no matter what the rest of the way. But I trust Devin Williams. He's been through some ups and downs. The fact that he's able to get out of each down and turn it around, to me, that's a great sign of handling adversity. Anyway, they don't have, it's not like they have a bunch of other trusted arms. So you want to put in Cruz in there, Williams, Bednar. I wouldn't trust Weaver. Leiter is what he is. He's all right, but it's not like the Yankees bullpen was awful last night. Yarborough's not going to be pitching meaningful innings for this team in the playoffs. So I think that there were more encouraging signs than not in a 10, what should have been, 10, or it should have been a rout, turned out to be a 10-9 ball game after the Yanks got out to a 10-1 lead. 888-808-1019, the number to call. Joe is in Valley Stream. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Sal, how are you?
Good, Joe. How you doing?
Great. You kind of just you took my thunder a little bit, but I'm call me crazy, but after Bednar, I probably trust Williams the most. Weaver's been caca, Cruz, Hill stinks. Doval awful. He stinks, Doval. So like after Bednar, I probably trust Williams. The most.
Yeah, I mean,
by
default, yes, but also because he's earned his way back into that circle of trust, Joe. Whereas you mentioned it, who else would you put in there? Like, I think it really comes down to Cruz or Williams, probably. I would trust Williams.
Oh, shoot, I have a cop in back of me.
Oh, hopefully he didn't get in trouble. And he didn't curse. Good job there, Joe, maintaining your composure. Maybe he had to go and he was just making that an excuse. You think he really had a cop pull him over?
I wouldn't. I don't know. I probably would have cursed if there was really a cop behind me.
I don't know. I actually got pulled over the other day. I hate to admit that live on the air, but I did get pulled over the other day. I don't get pulled over often, but when it does happen, I don't know. Like, I don't think I've ever been on the phone while it happened. If you were calling a radio station, we've heard other people say that throughout the course of the year. If you got pulled over while live on the phone, do you just like? I feel like I'd have a hard time just leaving that call that I've waited on hold for and was ready to make. I'd have a hard time just giving that up and be like, oh, crap, a cop's behind me, I got to go.
Well, here's the thing.
I guess, I don't know.
Here's the thing, first of all, like, technically, and this is to all the listeners out there, you're not supposed to be holding a phone in your hand. You're supposed to be hands-free.
Yeah, well,
so
he probably was. At this point, does anybody hold the phone in their hands?
I don't think so. But like, why would you hang up right away? Like, I mean, you'd have to.
Right.
I probably nowadays, if I did get pulled over, I'd be like, hey, listen, I got to call you back. I'm getting pulled over.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
It wouldn't be like, oh shoot, got to go. Bye.
Like if I'm calling your show, Hoff, on the overnights on Saturday, I'm like, Hoff, the Mets think, oh, dude, I don't believe this. A cop's pulling. I'm getting pulled over. All right, man, I got to go. I'm getting pulled over.
No, don't go. Let me talk to the cop.
Anyway, hopefully it works out for him. It worked out for me.
Do you think you can get somebody out of a ticket, by the way, if you were on the air with that person? Like if that guy, who was it, Joe?
It depends, probably. Are they a listener or the fan? Like if they're a listener or the fan, then maybe.
I think if it's a local cop, yes. Yeah. If it's a state trooper, no.
It also depends on what the guy's doing. What did Joe do to get pulled over?
I think he was.
Is he on the phone? Is he using his phone with his hand? Is he speeding?
Well, yeah,
is he not paying attention and driving? He's blowing through stop signs. What's he doing? And that's the question.
That's the question.
But the cop's probably not going to be down for any nonsense. Hey, yeah, Joe, put him on the horn with me. Tell him it's Sal on the midday show. BT and Sal.
Then you get a couple tickets.
Cop's not going to do that. Yeah. Exactly. Mario's calling from Long Beach. What's up, Mario?
What's up, Mario? Hey, what's going on? Good show.
How are you, Mario?
Yeah, that was funny. Listen, I really love your take. Two takes. You just had one on Volpe and one on the, bullpen with Devin Williams. I do believe, like you said, that he's earned his way back. And everybody was burying him. It was not too long ago when he was saying,
twice this year, beginning of the year, and then again, 3/4 of the way through the year.
So you got to give Boone credit how he moved him back in, gave him a little confidence, and now it seems to be pitching well. Now, in terms of Volpe, too, I mean, he hit last year in the playoffs. And I looked it up. Caballero, is that how you say his name?
Caballero, yes.
Caballero, yeah. He has never played the postseason yet in his career.
Is that
so
true?
I believe. Maybe Hoff can take a look. I looked it up real quick a while back. I didn't see any postseason stuff. And Volpe still has 19 homers. Cabrera has no power at all. You know?
And also my bigger thing would not be that he hasn't played in the postseason, Mario, and thank you for the call. My bigger thing would be you'd like to have him as a useful piece to deploy when needed off the bench, whether it's late in the game on the base paths, steal a big base, whether it is a defensive replacement. Now, again, that is going to take a back seat to if Volpe can't manage playing shortstop, you got to have Caballero play short. But Volpe last night gave an encouraging performance. Would I trust Volpe at this point? No, I would not. But it's not like you have some like Caballero's not even an everyday shortstop. It's not like you have some lights out, no doubt about it answer in Caballero. Has he played in the postseason here off? I'm looking. He has not played in the postseason. So Mario will correct on that. Anyway, I wouldn't let that be the determining factor. He was with the Rays just in 2024. Obviously, they make the postseason that year with the Mariners before that. And then again this year with the Rays before being traded over to the Yanks. Like I like him as a player. I love the addition that the Yankees made. And I would trust him to be more stable at short, but the upside with Volpe at short and then Caballero to the bench, like that makes you a stronger team. If Volpe's not starting at short, Volpe is essentially useless. He's not going to be a defensive replacement. All right, could you use him to pinch run? Sure. But even that, he's not as good as Caballero at that, and he's certainly not versatile. You're going to use Volpe to pinch hit in a big spot after the year he's had? If you're going to maximize your roster, and again, these are decisions maybe the Yankees are going to figure out over the next 12 games or the final 12 games, I'm sure they're going to do everything that they possibly can to have Volpe be their shortstop. I just don't know if that's going to be a reality with the way that he's played the majority of the season. BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls when we come back. 888-808-1019. We'll have the results of the Emmy situation. We'll have that next hour. We'll do a little 3RQ coming up as we do every Wednesday at 11:40. And later on in the show, we'll have Kyle Brandt in studio. That's coming up at 1 o'clock. We'll get to some Jets and Giants stuff, of course. As it's Wednesday, we get closer and closer to week 3 in the NFL. Looking forward to that. Your calls, 888-808-1019. BT and Sal on the Fan.
Deep ball downfield, looking for Neighbors, who makes the catch for the touchdown. It's double coverage.
An incredible game ended started with heartbreak in Dallas for Big Blue.
Again, this one's tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These guys battled. Dallas battled. Came down to the end.
Big Blue gets back to business for the 2025 home opener at MetLife Stadium. Taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. 8:20 Sunday night. It's Sunday Night Football. The Giants and the Chiefs. The home of Giants football is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, it's Tiki. Are you looking to enhance your home experience? Discover the new Sloman's Shield Link, the ultimate all-in-one ecosystem for integrating your smart devices with the Sloman's Shield. Sloman's Shield Link takes everyday routines and actions based on your preferences and connects other devices to react based on your actions. Imagine arriving at home at night and your lights, favorite music, and TV turn on as you enter your home. Whether you want your thermostats to turn down when you turn on your alarm or automatically lock your doors and ensure your security lighting is on. These scenarios are a reality with the Sloman's Shield Link integration platform. The Sloman's Shield Link is compatible with devices you already have in your home. Sloman's includes installation for all devices. Plus, they offer 24/7 support. Whether you need to troubleshoot a problem or want to add programming, you can call at any time. Embrace the future of home living by calling 1-800-ALARM-ME today or visit SlomanShieldLink.com to get the Sloman's Shield Link.
If you work in New Jersey manufacturing, your chance to network, learn, and connect with resources for your business is October 3rd, the annual Made in New Jersey Manufacturing Day in Freehold. Both gubernatorial candidates will share their vision for industry in New Jersey. Register today at njmep.org.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
Wait, what?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel? You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Lowe's knows that free makes everything better. That's why Rewards members get free standard shipping starting at Silver Key or Gold Pro status. Not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowes.com/shipping. Terms subject to change.
Town Fair Tire is New England's largest volume discount tire dealer with over 100 locations. So we sell Michelin tires for the guaranteed lowest price. Like Michelin tires with all-season capabilities and maximum performance. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services for life on your Michelin tires for longer tread life and reliable traction in both wet and dry conditions. For the guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Our transportation, water, and energy infrastructure is critical. But did you know that those projects are built by the local 825 operating engineers and their contractors? They even built MetLife Stadium and the stadium before that. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employee Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the hardworking men and women who build New York and New Jersey.
Tune in for the Yankees' first pitch presented by Montefiore Einstein, the official hospital of the New York Yankees.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
And this report brought to you by the Tobay Beach Boat Show. Visit nyboatshows.com. The Tobay Beach and Water Boat Show is back at Tobay Beach September 19th to the 21st. Long Island's best boat dealers will be there with huge savings. Free parking all weekend and Friday free admission for first responders and military. Visit nyboatshows.com. We'll have the Yankees and Twins again on the Fan tonight at 7:40. Yankees win at 10-9 last night. Wasn't easy as Minnesota battled back from 10-1 down, but couldn't get all the way back as part of the 10 runs. Anthony Volpe back in the lineup, 2 for 4 with an RBI single.
Yeah, it's tough to watch on the side. But I mean, a lot of credit goes to the training staff and Booney. Trying to just manage it as best we can, and it's just good to get out here and help the team win.
No question. Luis Gil opposing Taj Bradley tonight. As we mentioned, first pitch 7:40, so that means pregame coverage 7 o'clock right here on the Fan. The Yankees now 84-67. The Mets are 78-73. They beat the Padres 8-3. Back-to-back wins for New York. They scored 5 in the first. Never looked back. Highlighted by a Jeff McNeil 2-run double, capped by a Brett Beatty home run. David Peterson takes on Nick Pivetta tonight on Mets Odyssey Radio at 7:10. Mets game and a half ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks for that third wild card. Arizona beats San Francisco 6-5. And according to a new story from ESPN, back in 2019, Kawhi Leonard's uncle allegedly sent the Clippers several requests before he would commit to signing with them. The report says those requests included the Clippers acquiring Paul George, part ownership of the team, access to a private plane, a house, and guaranteed off-court endorsement money, all of which are outside the boundaries of the NBA's CBA. This report brought to you by the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands Racetrack. Get all your parlays, money line, and prop wagers made at the Meadowlands Racetrack's FanDuel Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in North America. 21 plus to wager in President, New Jersey. Gambling problem? Dial 1-800-GAMBLER. It's 66 in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco on WFAN, now streaming our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn.
Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Back to your calls on the baseball with the Mets and the Yankees. 888-808-1019 as we are, down the final leg here, approaching October. Cannot wait for playoff baseball. Let's hope that the Mets get there. We get both the Mets and Yankees in the postseason, just like we did a year ago, and could have some fun with that, in addition to the two football teams. Now, yesterday, and obviously we talked about the Giants recapping their I almost said win. Their performance felt like a win. I mean, you actually should take it. With the amount of slop that we've seen from the Giants and Jets, week 1 for the Jets was kind of like a win, and week 2 for the Giants, also kind of like a win. Like, you could take kind of like wins instead of actual wins because we can't get wins. So in the win-loss column, the Giants are 0-2, the Jets are 0-2, but in a kind of like win, you have 1-1. Well, they kind of like won that game. It felt kind of like a win. I'll take it. Maybe we should lower our standards. We could raise the expectation for the baseball teams with their payroll and all that stuff about the World Series. Let's lower our expectations with the football games, with the football teams, to just, it's kind of like a win. I'll take it. Kind of like wins. How many do you think kind of like wins we'll have of the Jets-Giants schedules? Jets at Bucks. Kind of like a win. I don't know, Mike. Anyway, I watched yesterday the Chiefs, Eagles, and then went and watched the Bucks, Texans, just the key plays in those games, just to have an idea of what we'd be looking at here for the opponents. Because We had BT and I had BT, by the way, is out sick. We mentioned that before in case you missed. Check it out on the Odyssey app. Legit sick. He tried to plow through, couldn't do it. We talked yesterday to Baldinger, as we do every Tuesday. Also check it out on the free Odyssey app. And he said that the Giants have a winnable game against the Chiefs. I don't know if he said exactly that. I'm paraphrasing. But basically of the two, I asked him, are these winnable games for the Jets going in Tampa Bay, taking on the Bucs, and the Giants at home hosting the Chiefs? And he said, well, Tampa's really good. So basically, no for the Jets. And we also don't know about the status of Justin Fields, which could potentially change everything. Although I can make an argument that they might be better off with Tyrod Taylor. Anyway, aside from that, back to the Chiefs and Giants. He said that, the Chiefs are, vulnerable or at least was alluding to that, and that this could be a game that is a possibility for the Giants to win. And I went back and watched, and I saw the score. I saw some of the highlights over the weekend, but I was busy in the 4 o'clock window. I needed a breather. I went for a walk, took the family for a walk. My daughter loves it. My dog loves it. My wife, not so much. But anyway, she came along for it. Went in the pool, listened to the Bronco-Colts game when I had action. So I didn't watch the Chiefs-Eagles live. But I went back and watched it last night, and I'd say this. And I said this yesterday without even watching anything. Just be careful burying the Chiefs. The notion that the Chiefs are done and that the Chiefs can be beaten by the Giants, to me, is absurd. I know what the Giants did offensively a week ago. There's no way you can logically go into this matchup on Sunday night and think that the Giants are going to beat the Chiefs. Now, we all know anything can happen. It's sports. That's why we love sports. The unpredictability of it all. That's why we love it. So I'm not going to try to rain on, and by the way, I'm thinking about going to the game, but I'm excited for the game. I'm not going to try to rain on Giant fans' parade, excited, return home opener, let's go nuts with the offense, all that stuff. And maybe we get a good game, maybe the Giants win. All I'm saying is burying the Chiefs after the first 2 weeks, where if you watch the games, they're a mistake here, a mistake there, away from winning these games, with Mahomes still looking as good as ever. And even Kelsey does not look washed up. One drop that changed the game, sure. He still made some plays in that game. Their defense is still very good. They also played the Eagles, the last year's Super Bowl champion. I'm not trying to make excuses for Kansas City. I'm not a fan of Kansas City. However, they are in a different, even at 0-2, in a different stratosphere. What's bigger? The world, the stratosphere, the universe? What's bigger? Hoff, Dove, do you guys have any idea? If I'm saying that they're not on the same stratosphere, is that bigger than the universe? Certainly bigger than the world, right? Or no? What's bigger? Do either of you know? You're both looking at me like you have no idea. I
think universe and world is the same.
Okay. Stratosphere?
Is probably part of the universe.
Okay. Well, whichever one's bigger, the Giants aren't even a part of that with the Chiefs. You see what I'm saying? It's not even, not the coaches, not the quarterbacks, nothing. Now, it doesn't mean that there's no chance to win. What it means is the idea to me that Giants or Giants fans can be looking at this game as a winnable game against the Chiefs it's actually comical. Or let me rephrase that. Any game would be winnable. But the idea that the Chiefs are down to a point where we should expect the Giants to beat them head-to-head, that is laughable. And in watching the Bucs, the Bucs I don't think they're great. I think they're very good. Mayfield's good. They have legit weapons running the football and receiving. They are offensively, they are a legit threat. Kicker can't kick. He's missed a couple field goals here 2 weeks in a row. And I like Todd Bowles, but it's not like that's a significant advantage over Aaron Glenn. It's just that I don't know the Jets' status here with Justin Fields. Also, I can't trust the Jets' defense to slow down the Bucs. So my main takeaway is while I wanted to go into this weekend, week 3, feeling optimistic about both teams' chances to maybe have a chance to win a game, not like a win, kind of like a win, actually win, like an actual win, I do not see that coming in week 3. It's early. It's Wednesday. Things can change maybe throughout the course of the week. But I certainly don't see it from a Giants perspective. The Chiefs are winning that game. And I have my doubts that the Jets will be able to do enough to get a win on the road against a very strong Buccaneers team. You can't count on much, obviously, these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. How about that? $30 for the first year. It's like $250 a month. It's nothing. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. This week's game of the week is the Pittsburgh Steelers at the New England Patriots. Back to the phones we go. John is calling from Philadelphia. What's up, Johnny?
Hey, Sal. Thanks for taking the call. Sticking to the topic of consistency, one thing I would like to see, and this maybe applies more to the Yankees with the bullpen issues, but I think also Mendoza with the Mets this applies to. I'd like to see the managers get away from that pregame script that we've seen all season long. Again, more with the Yankees, but I think it applies to the Mets here, and start managing the game by game, inning by inning. Maybe the managers can instill some confidence and get some momentum built up with these players. Obviously, the players need to show up and play and play well. But maybe going into the playoffs or positioning for playoff seeding right now, maybe that's what both teams can try to do to just get something going from a consistency standpoint. And then you get to playoffs and who knows what happens. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And then, obviously the system's broken or you don't have the right manager. But I'm not confident as a Yankee fan, and I think probably Met fans as well. They're just not confident. There's no confidence going into these playoffs.
Well, nor should there be based on anything that we've seen from them in the regular season, John, and thank you for the call. The only thing that we could say is, well, I hate even saying anything can happen in the postseason. Like, it should be a given now, even when we reference the Giants and Chiefs and Jets and Bucks. Like, yeah, obviously anything can happen. It's sports. Like, anything, it's life. Anything can happen, sure. Okay, but based on what we've seen, why would we think that the Mets or Yankees would go win the World Series? And I can give you tangible reasons why I believe that it is still possible for both those teams. There are reasons to believe beyond just, well, anything could happen. No, there are legit reasons to believe that it can happen for each team. However, based on the way that they have played the majority of the regular season, there is less reason to believe that it's the likeliest of outcomes. Now, to your main point about managing by the script, both teams do it. Mendy didn't do it as much last year. He's done it quite a bit this year, and I can't stand it. I hate it. I'm not saying I hate the information, spit in the face of the data or the analytics. Like, I get the importance of it. You'd be a fool not to at this particular point. However, you also are a fool if you are of the belief, let's just say hypothetically, Boone or Mendoza have a lead. Okay? 1-run lead into the 7th inning. This happened recently with the Mets, which is why I bring it up, but it's happened with Boone over the years as well. You have a 1-run lead in the 7th inning. Their script in their mind, like pre-game, is okay. Well, if we get to the 7th inning with a lead, here's what we do: we bring in reliever X for the 7th, reliever Y for the 8th, reliever Z for the 9th inning. What can go wrong? And then they do it, and when things do go wrong, it's like, well, I did what I was supposed to. I followed the format. I followed the script. And sometimes that's not the right way to do things. Like, I could manage the team that way. I'm not making a joke here. If Cern's in the data and analytical department, whatever, the analytics department come in and say, okay, well, here's the plan. If this happens, then this happens, and you still, okay, like, so if we're managing along with Boone and Mendoza and we know what's going on, okay, well, they have a 1-run lead in the 7th inning. They're going to go to Tyler Rogers here. Or Brooks Raley, whichever one, pick one. Okay, well, he gets through that inning. They're going to go to the other one here. Let's say it was Rogers in the 7th. Now it's going to be Raley in the 8th. And then if he gets in trouble, they're going to go to Diaz. Like, obviously, like, that's, if they're sticking to that script, who couldn't manage it with that? If you're going just by the analytics and data and whatever matchups they feel. To me, the gut needs to be more of a feel. Mendy panicked over the weekend when he took out, was it Raley or Rogers? Well, I think it was Rogers on Saturday. He's done it both ways. Rogers on Saturday. He took him out. He couldn't wait to get to Diaz. Why? Because the numbers say Diaz is going to get the job done more often than not. However, if you maybe just stick with Rogers, let him get through the 8th inning. Let him fight it through. Don't panic. Don't panic and just try to get to Diaz. Stick it out. Maybe against all odds, against the numbers, he could get through that inning. And then you have Diaz for a clean ninth inning, and it makes everything easier. That's just one example. It's not results-based to me. It's the predetermined, okay, well, here's what we were going to do. Here's the situation. Now we've done it, and just sit back, and if it doesn't work, well, it doesn't work. The numbers got beat. That's not good enough for me. Anybody can manage like that. Where's the gut? Where's going against the grain? That's got to be used more. Now, is it their biggest weaknesses? No. Is it, to me, the number one reason why there's been inconsistencies? No. But it is an issue. Marty's in Hoboken. What's up, Marty?
Hey, Sal. Last year, American League stinks. Yankees should be easy to go through. American League terrible. The National League this year is absolutely pathetic. It really is. You got two teams below 500 chasing the Mets. You got the Yankees have the exact same record as the Dodgers, and they're 5 games out of first place. The Yankees. National League is a complete joke, just like the American League was last year. So maybe your Mutts will have a shot. Maybe they should go pretty far if they get there.
But Marty, let's try to calm you down a second because you seem angry, okay? And I understand the frustration. You're frustrated. I'm guessing you're frustrated because the Yankees haven't won a World Series since 2009. Is that it? Did I hit that on the nose or no? Because you seem frustrated now.
No, I was just going your rhetoric last year about how bad the American League is.
Is it rhetoric? Marty, hold on. We'll get to this year's National League in a second. Was it rhetoric or was it legit? You said it yourself. Do you think that the American League was strong last year? You think the Royals and Guardians are strong? Okay, so we agree, right?
We agree on that.
Okay, now back to
there's nothing been said about the National League being terrible this year.
Marty, here's what you're missing. 2 National League teams have more wins than every team in the American League. You there, Marty?
The Yankees have the same record as the Dodgers.
Marty, the Dodgers aren't the best team in the National League, bro. You got to wake up and look at the standings before you give us a call.
They're the second best team.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not even the third best team.
Milwaukee.
Marty, they're not even the third best team. So now I'm going to give you the facts because I like, having the conversation. I want to educate our listeners. So the Philadelphia Phillies have 91 wins. The Milwaukee Brewers have 92 wins. The Cubs have 87 wins. That's 3 teams that have more wins than the Dodgers, who you keep referencing, who are having an awful year. They have 84 wins and lead the West. Now, the teams that you're saying are bad are the teams that are chasing the Mets. And that is accurate because those teams shouldn't be even in the conversation for a playoff spot. That's not the National League's fault. That's the expanded postseason's fault.
You got 3 teams in American League East.
Yeah.
The Toronto Blue Jays, the New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox. Mm-hmm. Then you got 3 teams in the West: Houston, Seattle, and Texas.
Yeah.
Then you obviously got Detroit. And then you got 4 games.
Do you think the Mets are good?
I think the National League is winnable. I don't think it's any good, and I think the Mets, if they get in, could go on a run.
Well,
that's just my point.
Yeah, but that's fair, Marty, and thank you for the call. And I understand the conversation. Like, I think we could have a legitimate conversation. Which league is more dangerous, the National League or the American League? I think the American League's better this year. Like, you take last year out because we both agree, Marty, that the American League last year was weak. The Yankees had a cakewalk to the World Series, and they took advantage of it. It's not their fault. They beat up on the Royals. They beat the Guardians. They got to the World Series. But to say that this year the National League stinks is just not accurate. You got 3 teams in the National League that are better record-wise than every team in the American League. 3. 2 division leaders and a wild card team in the Cubs. And again, there's only a few games here or there, so it's not that big of a deal. But if you had to rank the power rankings in Major League Baseball, I'm pretty sure the consensus would be Phillies, Brewers. Now, where you would put the Cubs as it pertains to the Blue Jays or Yankees or even Tigers, who knows? Seattle, who knows? Where are you going to put the Dodgers in there? That's fair. But the 2 best teams in baseball, at least in the regular season, have been the Brewers and the Phillies. It doesn't mean that the National, I don't look at the National League and say it can't be. It's impossible to win. It's part of the appeal for both the Mets and the Yankees in saying that, hey, their World Series aspirations are attainable. I would say that, yeah, the Phillies and Brewers probably scare me the most. But those are 2 teams, the Mets, beat last year in the playoffs. What does that mean this year? Really nothing, but it's not like they can't. The Mets barely made it last year, and they took the Brewers out and the Phillies out. So if they barely make it again this year, why couldn't that same thing happen? It may not be likely, but it could happen. And even though the American League may be more challenging this year, to your point, we agree on that as well, who's to say the Yankees can't get through it? Maybe they can. I don't look at any of those teams from a Yankees perspective and say, well, I'm scared of the Blue Jays or the Red Sox or the Tigers or the Guardians or the Mariners or the Astros. I don't. I mean, maybe more than last year. Like, I think the Red Sox have a better chance of beating the Yankees in a best of 3 than the Royals had of beating the Yankees in a best of 5 last year. Both leagues aren't very good. September is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Men, please get screened. It's a simple blood test, and when detected early, the survival rate of nearly all cases increases to 99%. The Yankees, Montefiore, and Fans for the Cure will have a free screening at Yankee Stadium before and during the game on September 25th. Everyone who gets screened gets a voucher for 2 tickets to a game in 2026. How about that? You get a voucher, free tickets, and you're getting your health updated here. Important to get checked. For more information, visit fansforthecure.org.
This week on The Fan.
Keep listening for your chance to score a pair to see Hardy at Madison Square Garden September 24th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
Brought to you by Live Nation. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Gio. That's G-I-O to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Gio. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure. When you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, Connecticut, if you want name brand tires at the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, then get to Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Get 1.9% financing on a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 or lease for $249 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN 354688. MSRP $32,945. Zero security deposit. APR $1748 per $1,000 finance. It's $930.25.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Tulsa is my home now.
Academy Award nominee Sylvester Stallone stars in the Paramount Plus original series, Tulsa King.
This distillery is a very interesting business. We got to know the enemy.
From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Landman.
What are you saying? I'm a rat! If you think you're going to take me out, it's going to be really difficult.
Tulsa King, new season streaming September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Want to turn up the heat and turn up the savings this winter? Go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather, flexible pricing plans, an easy budget plan, and live 24/7 service and support. Go with your local HVAC pros at Petro for best-in-class service and comfort you can count on. Use propane? Ask about special offers. Go to petro.com now to get your $125 free heating oil or call 1-888-PETRO02 today. Propane not available in all areas.
How good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released third generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 20% off at chefiq.com.
At Hanover Bank, we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor. Our decisions are made locally by people who live and work right here in your community and who understand what matters most to you. And your deposits, they stay local, benefiting the businesses, homes, families, and futures that make our towns thrive. We believe in true relationship banking, individual service, and commitment to community. Visit HanoverBank.com to learn more today. That's HanoverBank.com. Hanover Bank. Forward together.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1009 is the number to call. A couple of things here. Number one, we have in fact confirmed, which I'm sure many of you already knew out there, yelling at your radios or the Odyssey app and your phones and saying, Sal, you moron, of course the universe is bigger than the world and the stratosphere. Nothing's bigger than the universe. Got it. We now know, confirmed, nothing is bigger than the universe. The Giants aren't even in the Kansas City Chiefs universe. Now that we can put that to bed, a couple of more things. Pete Alonso did a terrific, or Steve Gelbs did a terrific interview with Pete Alonso yesterday. Maybe we could play some cuts throughout the course of the day, Hoff, or if we get them, but I was just listening to some of it. I heard it yesterday as well when I was over at SNY, getting ready for my Emmy-nominated show, Baseball Night in New York, and he did a terrific interview with Alonso. I just thought Alonso was so good, open, honest, refreshingly raw with Gelbs. Not that he said anything groundbreaking, but just talking about his future and free agency and all that stuff. It was a terrific interview. Met fans, if you like Pete Alonso, even if you don't like Pete Alonso, you should watch that interview. Go check it out on social media. Okay, now, we mentioned the Emmy yesterday, and so I don't really get into this stuff. Yeah, Hoff, we were talking about this after the show. Like, yesterday was my birthday. I don't care about the birthday. The only thing I wanted yesterday was that damn Emmy. And I felt like, 2 years in a row, lost to Bill Pito. Again, the Emmys, are they a big deal? No, but I'm a competitor. I like it. I'd like to be rewarded for what I feel like is work I'm very proud of on Baseball Night in New York. The fact that it fell on my birthday, I'm thinking maybe this is finally the year after losing 2 straight to Bill Pito. The Emmy is coming home. And then this happened. Go ahead.
My next category is Anchor Sports Only Program. And the nominees are
Bill Pito, MSG Networks. Bob Lorenz, Yes Network.
Turn it up.
Gary Apple, SNY. Sal Licata, SNY. Steve Gelbs, SNY.
I don't know. And the Emmy goes to Bill Pito, New York Knicks, and MSG 150.
You gotta be kidding me! Yeah, and that was my live reaction as Bill Pito for the 3rd straight year beat not only me, everybody else in that category, but I take it personally. And 3 straight years, Bill Pito has won that Emmy in that category, and I again go home the loser. And I was legitimately depressed. Anger at first, as you heard that. Legitimately depressed the rest of the day. Now, again, knowing that it was my birthday, people texting me, and I'm like, I'm just not in the mood. Like, I'm upset. I was, you know what it is? It's not even that the Emmy really means anything. It's that it's another form of rejection in a way, where if your whole life you're being told, well, you can't do that. Oh, you know how hard it is to get into radio? What do you want to be on the fan? Like, that's never going to happen. Oh, TV show. TV show is something I never even dreamed of, honestly, being able to do a TV show. But then when you get into that world, it's a different world. That a guy like me, a blue-collar guy who dropped out of college, who worked at Home Depot, I know I don't really belong in that world. Now, I fought my way in there, and I'm proud of the work that we do, very proud of it, and would put that show, Baseball Night in New York, up against any show on TV, period. Local, national, I'll put my work on that show and our work as a group on that show up against anybody, period. But I know I don't belong. I know I'm not what TV people deem as Emmy-worthy. And that reality sunk in, and it depressed me. And then my wife texted me shortly thereafter. Hoff left. He's like, you all right, dude? All right. I got to get out of here, whatever. I got stuff to do. I'm like, yeah, no worries, dude. We'll be fine. Shake it off eventually and move on. And then I get a text from my wife yesterday of my daughter standing next to the potty who just did, poopy in the potty for the first time and saying, isn't this great on your birthday? Happy birthday. Sammy did poopy in the potty. And I'm like, yeah, like that's the trophy that I get. Who needs an Emmy when you get a pic of that coming your way for your birthday? Now that is a true story. That's what I got, Huff. Poopy in the potty pic. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Daddy. Sammy did it.
Did you get it bronzed afterwards, too?
I think my wife might want to do it. I mean, it's just... And I didn't even have the heart to tell her. Like, most people forgot that, the Emmy. So my wife's not listening to the show. Even my mother had to call me afterward. Oh, what happened? On the way home. Happy birthday. How's the birthday boy? What happened with the Emmy? I'm like, no, we lost again. Bill Pito got us again. It's all right. Don't worry. I'm fine. And meanwhile, I was on the verge of tears yesterday, if we're being honest. My wife didn't know about that, and then I had to break it to her and let her know. I get home. She did she made my birthday spell. I don't care about the birthday at all. I get home. She had sushi dinner that she ordered. She knows my favorite thing, so she ordered that. Had a little cake that Sammy was able to stay up and, sing happy birthday. So it was really nice. My wife made me feel special, but I had to break it to her like, I appreciate this even more because I was really depressed today after losing that Emmy.
But you cheered me up with the poop.
Yeah. Well, in her world, like, that's my wife's Emmy. My wife won the Emmy yesterday with that one.
Did they leave it for you when you came home?
No. I mean, I think the pick was more than enough, was it not? Oh, my God. Yeah. This is marriage. Married with a kid. This is it. I can't even sulk. I can't even be depressed on my own birthday about losing the Emmy. I had to, be excited. Now, it is a big achievement, sure. But, like, if I could trade one, I'd rather be changing diapers for the next 5 years and have that Emmy over Pito. But either way, my wife won her Emmy. So there you have it. That does it for that. And I can assure you this. I am now bowing out forever. We gave it our best shot. I'm done with the Emmys. Don't care. Matter of fact, I'm taking the one that I have, that worthless one that I'm taking that down. You won't be seeing that on that Zoom shot from SNY either when I'm on Sports Night later on tonight. BT and Sal on the Fan. Back to the phones, 888-808-1019, the number to call. Mike is in what is this? New something beach. Smyrna Beach? Never heard of that. What?
Hey, Sal.
What's up, Mike? Where are you from?
New Smyrna Beach, Florida. It's just below Daytona on the East Coast.
Okay, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. All right. Hoff spelled it incorrectly, I think. How do you spell it, Mike?
Smyrna.
All right, so Hoff did spell it correctly, but that does not read that way. Hop knew. Hop told me to ask you because he knew he probably asked you to spell it. Anyway, go ahead, Mike. What's on your mind today?
Sal, 78 years old, long-suffering Giant fan. Well, other than all the Super Bowls. Dallas game Sunday. 58 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Dallas has got the ball. They throw a touchdown pass to Pickens in the corner of the end zone. Him and CeeDee Lamb run around the end zone, go into a celebration dance, and at the end of the dance, they do the gun thing with their hand.
Yeah.
Thumb raised, forefinger and middle fingers extended, and ring finger and pinky curled back into the hand to represent a gun.
Okay.
Isn't that a 15-yard penalty?
I would assume if they saw it, then yes, it probably should be. Now, I did not see that in real time myself, Mike. They didn't get penalized at all. They probably got fined for it. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, but that nobody knows about. So it doesn't. There's no solace in a fine that nobody knows about it except the.
No, usually people would come out with the fines if that happens, Mike. And thank you for the call. Hoff, did you hear anything about that or notice that at all?
No, I mean, not for nothing. A lot of people still do the first down signal, and sometimes that could be like Darius Slayton last year got called with one of those penalties.
Yeah,
but he was just going first down,
and they thought it was like a gun thing.
Yeah, so
I mean, if you're still celebrating doing a gun sign in today's day and age, like you are.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like, come on, dude. Wake up. Like, honestly, I was going to say you should be kicked out of the league. And a part of me thinks that you actually should. How stupid are you to be doing that? So that should be banned. It shouldn't be a 15-yard penalty. It should be a 15-yard penalty plus getting kicked out of the league. At the very least, the game and a hefty fine. But no, I didn't notice that in real time. I haven't heard anything about that since. Also, I don't think it has anything to do with the result of the game. If you need to hope that the other team got penalized for 15 yards to have a chance to win, you're already up against it. You want me to break here, Dovey? Or okay, BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll get to your calls when we come back. A little 3RQ as well. As you know, it's football season. And during football season, you got to make Surfside your tailgate must-have. I got to tell you, even reading this, I'm kind of depressed because Clem's been texting me. Yes, I know, Clem from Surfside. The Phillies won the division. I lost the bet. I've already ordered the damn Chase Utley uniform. I'll be having to wear that within the next couple of weeks. I got to pick the day.
Doesn't BT have to wear like the can?
He does, but I don't know if he's going to play the part, so you might have to step in.
He might be sick that day.
Put it this way. One of you two, well, he's obviously sick now. One of you two is going to have to wear that Surfside can. That's the deal.
Dove can't wear it?
No, one of you two has to do it. So if BT doesn't do, you could battle that out. Maybe we have a little contest who's got to wear that. But Clem said one of you's going to dress up at the Surfside can. Anyway, real vodka, real brewed tea, just 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. Easy to sip and enjoy all day long. It's not a seltzer, it's a Surfside. Ask for it wherever you tailgate. I'm telling you, it's delicious. All the flavors are great. You've got to check it out. And if you have checked it out, you know that I'm telling the truth. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
It's Keith McPherson at night on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Hey, we just beat you in your building. If we have to come back, we can take the first 2 and end you. If you got to come to us, it's Raps too.
Stream Keith McPherson live or on demand with the Odyssey app and podcast the show wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Dabo Swinney is coaching his 18th season at Clemson, and the magic may be wearing off. Yes, the Tigers made the college football playoff last year, and with most of their team returning, there were massive expectations. Now they're off to a 1-2 start, and the offense is flat. Swinney says if fans and administrators are tired of winning, they can, quote, send him on his way. At this point, maybe they should. I'm Maggie Gray.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
So, your small business is outgrowing your garage. You could go online, find a space, and get catfished. Or you could work with an agent who's a realtor, here to guide and help protect you from the surprises you didn't see coming. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-814-1500. That's 800-814-1500. 800-814-1500.
Clouds with occasional rain. High 67.
Weather brought to you by Robert Half. Our recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI will find you the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And you get to keep the phone and number you love. Visit our Total Wireless store today. 50% savings for unlimited plans versus comparable Total Wireless unlimited phone plans based on standard plan rates. Some customers may only receive the guaranteed savings after contacting us and validating the current plan rate. Excludes promotional, discounted, and bring your phone rates. For Total 5G unlimited plan or higher, auto pay required. Applied on next renewal date. Additional terms apply.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Town Fair Tire is Connecticut's largest name brand discount tire dealer. We give you the guaranteed lowest prices on all name brand tires and honor all manufacturers' rebates. We even honor our competitors' rebates. With over 100 stores from Connecticut through New England and an inventory of over 600,000 tires, you'll always get the right tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
4 distinct all-electric Cadillacs. Some drive them for performance. Others drive them for the range. And some drive them because it's the only way to make an entrance. 3 different ways to turn every drive into an occasion. Whatever your reason, there's never been a better time to say, let's take the Cadillac. The all-electric Cadillac family of vehicles. Escalade IQ, Vistic, Optic, and Lyric. Visit your Tri-State Cadillac dealer today.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the New York Yankees in action. On Tuesday, September 23rd, when the Yankees host the Chicago White Sox, don't miss a long-time Yankee Stadium tradition. Yankees Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Canon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and White Sox on Yankees Cap Night, Tuesday, September 23rd. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
A good question. 3 random questions.
Let's find out.
With Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata.
1, 2, 3.
On The Fan.
All right. right, here we go. A little 3 random questions sponsored by the Rothenberg Law Firm. Injured? Visit injurylawyer.com. Hoff, you'll have to play the part of BT today. We always like getting you involved anyway, but with no BT, he is out sick. I'll have you to bounce the stuff off of. Before we even get into that, I was just telling you before, I'm a text thread deleter. I delete them immediately, even if it is from my wife. So I was trying to look back and see the exact words that she said yesterday, and then I found it with the picture of Sammy, going pod. Quote, all caps, a duty bomb for your birthday, and then like 18 exclamation points. I mean, that was legit. And that was like 10 minutes after we found out that we lost the Emmy. Now, on that same topic, Hoff, number 1, as an adult, have you ever had an accident in your pants?
Yes.
Now, do you know why I'm asking you this question?
I do.
Okay. It was meant to be the 3 of us together, but no. Okay, so you want to expound on that? Or
not really.
Okay. So BT, just to show you how sick, in fact, he is, he was telling us, was that yesterday or 2 days ago?
That was 2 days. That was Monday.
So he has legitimately been sick. Like, we're not kidding. He's out sick today, and he wanted me to make sure I got that across to the audience, so I'm doing that. He has been so sick that he was even, when he's telling me, he's like, man, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's going on, before he went to the doctor. And he said that he, in fact, now he went into more detail, but that he had an accident as an adult. I don't really recall it. Not that I feel like I might have, but I don't remember. But either way, it happens. Like, it's not, and I mean, like, not like a 70-plus-year-old adult, where you have to get into the potential depends and things like that. Dove, have you gone in that area yet at all with the?
No comment.
Okay.
The last time I recall, the only time I really remember actually happening, which is terrible, I was about to go to a flight, of course, to Disney. But this was, this is when Anthony was like, barely, maybe like 9 months old or whatever it was.
Your youngest.
Yes.
Okay.
And we legitimately, like, my father was over, going to take us to the airport, and I don't know what happened. Like, I went outside, and, like, I was like, oh, wait, this is not right. And then it was like, then I'm scrambling to, like, get changed. And it was like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, nothing.
Nothing. No big deal.
I just want to change my pants right now.
Why are those boxers in the garbage? All right, so it would have been better if BT were here, but I wanted to get that out of the way. And also just make sure
we can bring this up back up
to
tomorrow.
you. No, okay. All right, the second one here. Favorite, we didn't do this at all yesterday. Robert Redford obviously passed away. Favorite Robert Redford movie. For me, like, when I think of Robert Redford, I know everybody's saying The Natural, and that would be one of them. And I know he has an extensive IMDb and resume, one of the great actors. Like, I think of 2 movies, The Natural and Indecent Proposal with Demi Moore, who even in 1993 as a young kid, like, I remember that movie having a big impact on me. You remember that movie at all, Hoff, Indecent Proposal?
I do. He was in that?
Yeah. What? He was the guy who offered you know what it was about?
I know exactly what it was about, but I didn't realize he was in that. I'm looking right now. I don't see it.
Yeah, he was the one who offered Demi Moore's husband in the movie the money to be able to spend the night with her as I clean it up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That was the Indecent Proposal. I remember that movie. Man, I remember being 93. I was 11 years old, 12, whatever it was. But
look at that. He is in that movie.
Did you watch the movie?
I did, but it was a long time ago. I got to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him before.
With Robert Redford?
Yeah, I'm looking through the list. I don't recognize any of them.
The Natural?
Didn't watch it.
Dove? Big Robert Redford guy or no?
I may have seen Sundance Kid.
Neither of you two? This is where we definitely need BT. I mean, I'm assuming he's seen some Robert Redford movies, no?
I got to be honest, the most I've ever seen of him is that GIF on Twitter of the guy, like, nodding his head, who I thought was, like, some random dude in, like, an Old Spice commercial. You know,
wow.
I didn't even know it was Robert Redford. Yeah.
Well, Indecent Proposal and The Natural would be it for me. All right, last one, and Hoff, I've been sitting on this one for a while now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, because this was specifically for you. You were out last Wednesday. You were going to you weren't sick, but you had to go to the doctor's last Wednesday.
Yes.
We're falling apart here on the BT and Sal show. If someone called you the wrong name, would you let it go or would you correct them?
Multiple occurrences this has happened, and it depends on the situation.
Well, it happened last week.
Yes, it did.
And you didn't correct the person.
Well,
and you came and complained to me in BT about it.
Yes, because in that situation, I didn't want to embarrass the person.
Yeah, but what's the embarrassment if he's calling you the wrong name? You say, dude, that's not my name.
Yeah, well, you
got the wrong guy.
He was with...
I'm not Fleegs.
He was with somebody else who he was trying to be a big shot to and trying to sell something.
Okay, fair enough. That happens all the time.
Yeah, well, guess what, dude? I mean, if I embarrass you there, why would I want to buy with you?
So you did the right thing and
I did
bit
the right thing
bullet.
by shutting up, but it made me very upset because, first of all, I'm not Fliegelman.
Were you offended?
Mike,
were you offended that he called you Fliegelman or just the wrong?
He was livid.
That's why I bring it up, Dove. Of course. What do you think? I remember. It would have been better if you were here last week. It would have been more fresh, but it did happen just a week ago.
Because here's the thing is, right?
Yeah.
There's certain people that, to your face are very nice and kind and say all this stuff. And every time I see this person, he acts like I'm his buddy.
But this is not just an individual thing. This is
sorry.
Yeah,
Make it in general.
Yeah, you were called the wrong. Like if somebody called me, hey, BT or Carden, I've gotten that at times over the years. I'd be like, oh, well, it's Sal, actually. Caller's calling and be like, hey, BT, what's up? I'm like, oh, it's Sal. Like,
Oh, my God, I see you got pissed.
Wait, but you have to correct them.
I didn't want. I can embarrass the caller. I can't embarrass that person in that spot.
I'm saying it's not embarrassing to be corrected.
That might be good for us in the future, sales-wise.
Was it worse because he said Fliegelman? Like he's close.
No, I
Same
love
ballpark.
I love Fliegelman.
Fliegelman, Hoffman.
I love Fliegelman. So I'm not as upset that he called me. I'm happy he didn't call me somebody else.
Now, what happens the next time somebody calls you the wrong name, Fliegelman or whatever?
Well, it depends on the situation. Like there was a host on our airwaves who could never pronounce my name properly.
Hoffman?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to name the host, but go ahead.
They used to call me Huffman all the time.
Who?
And she would just always say Huffman.
Did you say eventually it's spelled with an O, not an A, not a U?
No, I'm talking about a decade. A decade I let it go, and I still have
10 years.
Yes.
Who was it?
I can't tell her name.
Working at the Fan currently or the network?
I gave you all the hints I can give you.
All right, that does it for 3-yard cue. Thank you to Pete Hoffman, of course, for his contribution today with BT being out. All right, let's get back to the calls. 888-808-1019, the number to call. We're talking really everything. Mets, Yanks. We've done a little Jets and Giants as well. Hector is in Washington Heights. Hector?
What's up, Sal? How you doing?
Good, Heck. How are you?
Not sure. I know one thing. I need you to stop making these stupid bets that you make that are not going to put you in a Phillies jersey. So now, wasn't it bad enough you were in a Braves jersey and you got that evidence going around? Now you're going to be in a Phillies jersey.
Yeah, Phillies uniform. I'll be in a Phillies uniform. By the way, I just
and
saw...
not just a Phillies uniform. Chase Utley. Jeez, Sal.
He picked it, dude. I was going to get a full pallet of Surfsides. I took one for the team. If the Mets won the division, and by the way, that's not my fault. That's their fault that they couldn't win that division. Well, they couldn't even compete, let alone win it. We would have had a full case.
So go for the team. Actually, as an honorary member of the team, you offer me, can I have one can of Surfside? Jeez.
Yeah, I got Surfside for you.
I got pallets here. I got pallets there.
Yeah.
Well,
I definitely would have had extra had the Mets won the division. They didn't, so now I'm running low on stock. And not only am I running low on stock, I got to dress up as Chase freaking Utley because that's what Clem from Surfside chose. So I'm not looking forward to it. What do you care? I'm the one who's got to dress up in a Phillies uniform.
You think I don't hear about it too?
By the way,
hear about it. Your buddy Sal. Your buddy Sal this. Your buddy Sal that.
Let me just say real quick, Hector, before you get to your point, there is breaking news as it pertains to the Jets. Aaron Glenn has ruled Justin Fields out for the Week 3 matchup with the Bucs. So much more on that in a few minutes. Go ahead, Hector.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Same old Jets, same old Giants, same old New York sports for the most part. Hopefully, one day we'll break through. Could this be the year that everything becomes meaningless, like you said a little while ago, and continuously for these leagues, the regular season doesn't matter. Maybe football still does matter because it's such a short season, but we know that NBA regular season pretty much doesn't matter. We're getting there with baseball, and it drives me crazy as a competitor, right? It's like what you were talking about earlier. You're upset about the NBA because you're a competitor. You're where you are because you're a competitor, so of course it's going to bother you so much if you want to joke. But listen, I'm sorry you lost, but we the listeners are winners because that poop story and the whole thing, like, you're nuts.
That's a true story. That's a true story.
I know.
That's what I get for my birthday, a duty bomb. I don't want that. I wanted the Emmy.
You're incredible. But anyways, you brought something else up that I've been talking about on my blog doors and my spaces and all that stuff. And it's what's going on with Mendoza and what we saw last year, where we thought he had a feel for the game, and this year he's sticking to the script. And I've been asking people, why do we think that is? And the only thing I can think of, Sal, is when he's going by his gut. Maybe he was going by the gut early on in the season, and everybody's let him down. Pretty much every single pitcher. You got upset at me last time and hung up when I said, do we even trust Diaz? And then what happened Friday night? You ignored my test when I said, do we trust Diaz, right? So maybe it's so much these guys not coming through that he feels like, you know what? I got to stick to the script because then I don't have to answer to questions to the front office.
Right, but I don't like that. That's exactly right, Hector. If you stick to the script, then you don't have to answer the questions. Whereas, well, why'd you do this? He could just sit back and say, and thank you for the call, Hector. We're up against the break here, but I appreciate your passion as always. Where if he could just say, well, I did what you were supposed to do. I did. You guys wanted this. I did what I was supposed to do. It didn't work out, so I'm absolved. That I don't like. I'd rather him go against what he's supposed to do, whether it's going to be right or wrong. And he's managed too much by the numbers or by the script, whereas last year it was quite the opposite, and he had success to it. I think Mendy's been tight here. And back to your point, I not only ignored your text because it was Friday night and I don't want to be bothered with the aggravation, or Saturday, whenever it was, that you're texting me about Diaz blowing the game, because also, if you don't trust Diaz, like, who do you trust? Do I 100% trust Diaz? No, I don't trust Bednar. I don't trust anybody. Any closer 100%. But Diaz is one of the best in the game. And if you can't trust him, then you've got major problems. All right, we'll come back, reset, down with the king topic of the day. While we continue with your calls on both the Mets and Yankees, obviously we're going to transition here to the news about the Jets and no Justin Fields. He's officially ruled out for Week 3. So we'll get to that on the other side, 888-808-1019.
The Yankees and Twins wrap up their final meeting this season. 7:40 tonight, driven by Jeep.
A one pitch, swing on a high fly ball. Deep center field, and that ball on cue is out of the ballpark.
Susan Waldman and Dave Sims call all the play-by-play. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hey, FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You could build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here, and the only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the FanDuel app today and get started. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. Now, we all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, go 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
You can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday this season, all the way through the AFC Championship game. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Too many tools, too much stress, and way too many bills.
Odoo replaces it all. One connected platform for every part of your business, so you can work faster, smarter, and for less. Odoo, the only software you'll ever need. Try it free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons Inc.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Listen to You Better You Bet with Nick Costa Sunday morning at 8 right here on The Fan. Nick will preview all the football action and get you ready for kickoff, presented by BetMGM. Make it legendary. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System. Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown. Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet for just $247 a month and $1964 do it delivery. Lease a brand new Equinox 4D Wagon LT with two-wheel drive for 36 months. Buying? Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
The home of Yankees radio is WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 12:02. I'm Andrew Bogish. The Sports Flash is sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. Aaron Glenn just announced that Justin Fields will not play Sunday in Tampa because of his concussion. So, of course, Tyrod Taylor starts instead. For the first time in 2 weeks, the Mets have won back-to-back games. Their last three-game run was that sweep of the Phillies late last month. Fingers crossed moving forward, said last night's starter, Clay Holmes.
It's nice to kind of just get things rolling back in the way that we want to and that we know we're capable of. But at the same time, we know it's still a lot of work to be done. We've got to take it a game at a time, and each day is a new day, and you got to bring what you have that day. These last couple weeks, every day's got to be earned, and I think we know that.
David Peterson has the ball tonight. It's righty Nick Pivetta for the Padres. Game 2 of this series, 7:10 on Odyssey Mets Radio. The team's chasing the Mets for the last wildcard spot. Play this afternoon. The Reds in St. Louis at 1:15. The Diamondbacks hosting the Giants at 3:40. Arizona's a game and a half back 3 for Cincinnati and San Francisco. Yankees and Twins, 7:40 here on the Fan. Fan weather is sponsored by the FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands Racetrack. Get all your parlays, money line, and prop wagers made on all the sports action at the Meadowlands Racetrack's FanDuel Sportsbook, the #1 sportsbook in North America. 21 plus to wager and present in New Jersey. Gambling problem? Dial 1-800-GAMBLER. It's 68 degrees with some drizzle in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes, top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Brandon Tierney, Sal Licata back on the Fan on this Wednesday now afternoon. We'll continue with your calls here on the baseball and whatever else it is that's on your mind. And we did start the show a couple hours ago talking about that baseball and the fact that even with the win last night, a frustrating win for the Mets, still very frustrating all year long watching not only the Mets, but the Yankees as well. Even with a win with the Yanks last night, the game that they're up 10-1 in against the crappy Minnesota Twins ends up somehow 10-9. So they have been frustrating, if not flat out infuriating to watch the majority of the regular season. The good news is that the regular season is almost over and that for the Yankees, at least, they will be in the playoffs. And for the Mets, assuming that they can finish the job and get to the playoffs, it doesn't really matter what has happened in the regular season. Like, I myself have had my fill of the regular. I'm done with it. I'm done with the roller coaster ride. I'm done ripping these two teams. I'm done investing my time and getting aggravated within these two teams. Just get to the postseason, and then we'll go from there. And obviously, last night, an encouraging step for the Mets, but who's to say that it couldn't change tonight in a negative way? When you get a real team like the Diamondbacks now on the hunt or in the hunt and on your tails, not the Giants, who are not very good, not the Reds, who are not very good. I think Arizona's a better club than both those teams, and they're hot. Yeah, now the Mets have put themselves in a bad position that no matter what they do in the regular season, I just can't trust them. However, and neither really the Yankees, no matter what they do the rest of the way, it's hard to trust them based off of what they've done in the regular season. However, the goal still remains attainable, and that goal is winning a World Series. And there are reasons that you can make or believe in, legitimate cases you can make for each of these teams to go out there and still achieve that ultimate goal in winning the World Series. Doesn't seem likely, may not be the odds-on favorite, but it is still possible for both these teams. And just get us there. Get us to October. Now, the news that we need to start with here, the update of Justin Fields, and that is just, obviously we didn't have this at 10 o'clock, just came down about 10 minutes ago. So Aaron Glenn has officially ruled Justin Fields out for week 3, which maybe I shouldn't be surprised. I mean, maybe I'm naive. We talked about this yesterday with BT. Hoff, you brought this up with the bold-faced truth, bold-faced lie. Would Justin Fields play in week 4? I was like, I still think he's going to play this week, but these concussions, man, are no joke, and it's not the old days, and to go through concussion protocol and all that, he's got to be cleared, and Glenn said he's going to have to practice by Friday. It's already Wednesday, and they ruled him out, which is a problem. Now, forget about not even just having him for week 3, which we could get into. It's a bigger picture issue with Justin Fields. It's a debate that we've had just in conversation, like to have a different type of sports talk conversation. Hey, is Justin Fields going to, how many games is he going to start? Or who's going to start first, Jackson Dart or Tyrod Taylor? Like, we've had those conversations. Or is Justin Fields going to throw for, 3,000 yards, whatever the number is? A part of why you would maybe doubt that Fields would is because of his style of play. And he plays a physical game, running the football primarily. Obviously concussion can happen at any point to anybody, but the fact that Fields already in week 3 is out due to a concussion is a problem for the Jets. Now, you could also make an argument that, and it's also not a shock, that a quarterback that plays that style is going to miss some time throughout the course of the year. You could also make the case that Tyrod Taylor might, in fact, be, I hate to say better than Justin Fields, but he is a more proven NFL starter than Justin Fields is. Fields got the excitement and the potential, and obviously Tyrod Taylor is older. Tyrod Taylor took a team to the postseason with the Buffalo Bills years ago. Tyrod Taylor has been a respected quarterback in this league for a very long time. Tyrod Taylor, we've seen him in New York have success with the Giants. Limited success, of course, with that offense. Name a quarterback who has had great success outside of one game from Russell Wilson, certainly in the last several years. So Tyrod Taylor has proven himself to be a solid quarterback in this league, and maybe the Jets could actually benefit from this in some ways as far as his ability to throw the football versus Justin Fields' ability to throw the football. I'm not saying that you want this to happen, and I don't think it's the best case scenario for the Jets, but it's also maybe not as bad as it may seem in the initial, oh, crap, no Justin Fields, how are they going to go out there and compete? As a matter of fact, I'd like to see if the line even changed for this game. I'm going to look it up real quick. Hoff, if you could see maybe before I can, the line on this game, what is Sunday, the 21st? 6.5. I think that's what it was. Was it 5.5? Did it move maybe a point? I forget what it was yesterday. We'll get Costos on at some point. Friday, I guess, we'll have Costos on. He can see about the movement of that line once the quarterback injury happens. But think about this even bigger picture in the NFL, which is even more crappy. So it's not just Justin Fields. You go around the league, and you got backups playing all over the place already in week 3. Remember, the part about the preseason being shortened was to keep teams healthy, keep guys fresh. You got a game with the Vikings and Bengals that's going to feature 2 backup quarterbacks. So this is not just a Jets thing. It is a problem throughout the course of the league. You get Brock Purdy's banged up as well. So the Niners playing with a backup quarterback. They were last week. That's going to happen again. You've got a bunch of teams in the NFL already as we enter only week 3 that you're seeing quite a bit of backup quarterbacks around the league. And that can't be good for anybody. But as it pertains to the Jets, it's frustrating because you want to see Justin Fields. He was terrific in week 1, literally playing at an MVP clip. Like we said, if he continued that, he would have been in the conversation for MVP. And then week 2 reverted back to more what we expected, or at least what I expected Justin Fields to be. It would have been fun to watch him here in week 3, but that is not going to be the case. It's going to be Tyrod Taylor getting the start against the Bucs, and you can't help but think, I mean, I'm going to try to be positive and say maybe it could benefit them in the passing game, but you can't help but think that here we go again, where we're staring 0-3 for both the Jets and the Giants square in the face. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. We'll have Kyle Brandt, who obviously knows NFL more than anybody. We'll have him in studio coming up at 1 o'clock. Look forward to talking some Jets and Giants and go around the league with him. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. And before you even call, the Jets are cursed, like this is not that level of injury. And it's also, I mean, I guess that's kind of my point. With the quarterback that plays the way Justin Fields does, this is kind of expected at some point. You just hope that it's not that serious to where it keeps him out multiple weeks. But the fact you're already without your starter in week 3, after a very encouraging, promising moral victory in week 1, things are now going back to where it seems reverting to the norm with the Jets, getting their clocks cleaned on Sunday against the Bills. Fields looking awful, penalties galore, defense not doing anything, and now ahead of their week 3 matchup against the Bucs, not having their starting quarterback. Sticking with the football, Todd is calling from New Providence. What's up, Todd?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Good.
Good. Yeah, so I was just saying, listen, I'm a realistic Giants fan, and they're not making the playoffs this year. I personally think Russell Wilson playing the way he did the other day and showing that he could play, it's going to be very beneficial for the Giants because, you look at teams, like you said, all these teams with the backup quarterbacks, the Bengals, the Niners, there's going to be a lot bigger trade market for a guy on a 1-year contract than Jameis Winston. So I personally am trying to be as positive as I can, saying, you know what, if they give up on him and they just turn the tables to Dart because they think they're out of it, you can probably get more for Russell Wilson to plan for the future as opposed to, trying to trade Jameis Winston if that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, maybe. And I don't know if they're going to do that, Todd, and thank you for the call. I like the fact that the Giants are sticking to their plan. Now, it could change quickly. Their plan could change. Maybe they had an idea of, okay, well, this is when we'll go to Dart. Maybe they never had an idea of when they're going to go to Dart. Just let things play out. Maybe that was their plan. But clearly it was about Russell Wilson starting, letting Jackson Dart sit and learn behind a veteran quarterback while trying to win some games now. Already 0-2 in what were deemed by many as 2 winnable games. Now they stare a schedule that has the Chiefs, who are 0-2 themselves, coming in and desperate for a win. The Chargers, who are undefeated and looking like they are going to be a team to be reckoned with in the AFC. Then you got the Eagles 2 out of 3. The Broncos, who were a playoff team last year and expect to be there again this year. I just don't see the wins coming for the Giants, and I can't worry about what they're going to get in a potential trade for Russell Wilson, although you would think that maybe somebody would take a flyer on him, especially with all the injuries as you look around the league. I mean, but you don't know how significant. Like McCarthy's not going to – he's supposed to be back in a few weeks. Burrow, obviously a significant injury there, but are they really going to go to Russell Wilson? Would they want to do that? The trade market in the NFL is weird. I'm not so sure. We even saw when Barkley was being dangled there, a couple of years ago. You're not going to get back proper value for what you would think for the player. So you might as well just keep Russell Wilson and have him. I mean, you've heard the announcers talk about it. Have him just be there at the very least as a teacher for Jackson Dart. I think that's important to have him learn from somebody who's had success at the highest levels, winning a Super Bowl. So I think there's value in having Russell Wilson, even if he's not the starter. Matt is calling from Austin. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Sal, how are you?
Good, Matt. What's on your mind, buddy?
Well, listen, I just, I had a call because you said Justin Fields and MVP in the same sentence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves with that.
Yeah, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen to what I said.
No, I did.
Well, then what did I say?
You said potential MVP.
No, I didn't. I said he played like an MVP in week 1, and if he played like that the rest of the year, he would potentially be an MVP candidate. That's a big difference. I don't think Justin Fields could throw the football. So I would never have. What I'm saying is week 1 to me was the aberration. He played like an MVP. Go back and watch the game. Go ahead.
If he played like an MVP, they would have won.
No, Matt, did you watch the Jets game against the Steelers?
I absolutely did.
Okay, and are you a Jets fan?
I am.
Okay, so you took issue with Justin Fields' performance in week 1?
I'm not saying I took issue with his performance.
Oh, you said that if he played like an MVP, they would have won the game. You think it's his fault they lost that game?
No, it was not his fault that they lost the game. But, again, MVPs overcome the rest of the team's deficiencies and put them in a position to win games, right?
Matt, you're taking it way too literally. You're hanging on the MVP way too literally. Look, you probably believe in Justin Fields more than I do, and thank you for the call. All I'm saying is that's how great Justin Fields was. Who was the MVP in week 1, period? Outside of the Sunday night game, which featured legitimate MVPs in Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, which was the most exciting game? It was the Jets in the 1 o'clock window and the Steelers. And Justin Fields played like an MVP in that game. He played terrific in that game. And your argument shouldn't be, well, if he played like an MVP, they would have won. That's not true. Lamar Jackson played like an MVP, and his team lost as well. It wasn't his fault. Not Justin Fields' fault why the Jets lost that game. Defense couldn't get a big stop. The fumble by Gibson changed the entire outlook of the game. 63-yard field goal. Like, there's a lot of reasons why the Jets didn't win that game. Justin Fields was the last of which. Now, you wanted to hang on the MVP thing. First of all, I don't even care about MVP awards. All I'm telling you is that's how great he played. It wasn't just, well, Fields played well in that game. He played a great game in week 1. Great game. To the shock of many people. To the point where a lot of people were calling and saying, or tweeting and saying, well, any rough day for those people who think Justin Fields can't throw. And I'm one of those people who thinks that Justin Fields can't throw. And I know I'm not alone. And then I counter and say after week 2, well, how about now? So you're getting hung up on the wrong words. I'm just trying to accentuate how well Justin Fields played in week 1. That's all. And now, unfortunately, in week 3, the Jets are going to be without their starter. It's a problem that happens far too often. And it's becoming an issue for the league as well. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see backup quarterbacks play consistently, especially due to injury. Like, we're not talking about the Giants situation, where it's not even about poor performance from the starter. It's just that everybody wants to see the future now. That's the clamoring for Jackson Dart. It's not about, the announcers got it wrong. Joe Davis and I don't blame him. He's got other stuff to do. He's doing other jobs, but he doesn't know what's going on with the Giants or New York. Anybody who thinks that Giant fans or people in New York want to see Jackson Dart because Russell Wilson isn't good doesn't know what they're talking about. Has nothing to do with that. Has to do with we're excited about the future and would rather see that sooner than later. That's the majority of people who want to see Jackson Dart. I myself want to stick to the plan of having him develop under the veteran leadership of Russell Wilson. But it has nothing to do with Russell's poor performance in week 1. If you watch the game in week 1 with the Giants, you knew that wasn't Russell Wilson's fault. He had no time to throw. And then you saw what Russell Wilson could do. You've seen two extremes, but he wasn't bad in week 1. The team was bad. The offense was bad. He had no time to throw. But even regardless whether he was good or bad, it doesn't matter. Fans want to see Jackson Dart because they want to see Jackson Dart. But seeing the backup quarterbacks around the league because of injury, that's not good for anybody. Let's go to Josh in Far Rockaway. What's up, Josh?
Hey, what's going on, Sal? I can't believe we're in a place where the New York Giants have literally become the Cleveland Browns over the last 10 years. There's only two consistents with this team. It's the owner and the GM and the coaching. The owner's not going anywhere. You can make a case he's actually the most caring owner in New York, honestly. I think he's a great guy. But with I called you up 8 months ago. I said, if you're going to commit to Brian Daboll, give him 2 years. You can't do this game of 1 year. But despite all that, the Giants have a lot of pieces. I don't think it's the worst thing if they completely tank out this year and they have a top 5 pick. You move on from the GM and the coach. They keep Dart. They don't keep Dart. It doesn't matter. there actually is what to work with here. But Brian Daboll, he's playing scared. He hasn't coached a good game since they beat the Vikings in the playoffs, in my opinion. Yeah, occasional game here or there. If we didn't shoot ourselves in the leg last week, 160-yard penalties, we would have won the game. We would have won the game. We were going to beat Dallas. I was so excited. I was planning to call you up the next day. I was really excited to call you the next day, and that didn't happen. It's all coaching at this point. Move on from the coach. It happens all the time. Why is it such a big deal?
Yeah, I mean, and they might, Josh. And here's where I would counter, and thank you for the call. And I don't remember your exact call months ago, but I am in alignment with your thinking in that once they made the decision to stick with Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll, to me, and BT was in agreement with this as well, that means beyond this 1 year. Because you drafted your future quarterback, Schoen and Daboll did. They drafted the guy that they believe could be the future. We need to see that with this group. And so far, we haven't been able to see it through 2 weeks. Maybe we're going to get to a point sooner than later that we will see it, and then you can make an evaluation. However, if it's not good, let's say that Dart doesn't look great, the Giants continue to lose, then there's a problem because you have to, you would think, fire Schoen and Daboll. Whether they will or not, who knows? Most people are going to be calling for that. If they're calling for it already, we know that that's going to be the case. And then what? Now you have a new regime coming in. Yeah, well, the high draft pick and some talent that's here. But now you're seeing the GM and head coach take over other people's talent and other people's opinions on who could be a franchise quarterback in Jackson Dart. And then it's going to be a marriage that you're going to have, in all likelihood, a new regime coaching a quarterback that they didn't select, which is exactly what got this regime into trouble in the first place. Now, maybe they could have a clean slate and move on from Dart too. Like, there are so many possible scenarios. It's only week 2, and we're nowhere near that worst-case scenario yet. But you can see the arrow pointed in that direction. BT and Sal on the Fan. More of your calls when we come back. Total Orthopedics is Long Island's premier immediate orthopedic practice. Whether it's a sports-related injury or something far more complex, Total Ortho has locations throughout Long Island with diagnostic equipment on site. Now, Total Ortho Express offers 4 convenient walk-in service with no appointment necessary. Gotta love the walk-in service. From the field or sports court, straight to a top-rated walk-in orthopedic doctor. Visit TotalOrthoExpress.com. That's TotalOrthoExpress.com, because time doesn't heal wounds. They do.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m., it's Kickoff with Boomer and Mike Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL.
I look forward to breaking down that game with you, but I know we do have some NFL news to get into and talk about.
Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by Nationwide. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on Odyssey, TuneIn, and the iHeartRadio app.
And Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
Here are the fundamentals that have helped Nielsen Dodge make customers for life. There's always 0 down payment available. We'll always give you up to $1,500 over book value for any trade. If you need credit help, we're here to make it happen. And of course, great deals on any new Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, or Ram.
Lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X 4x4, just $299 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4-door Willys 4xE, just $399 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Drive into fall event. With approval term 24 months, do it sign a Cherokee, $38.94, Wrangler, $43.94, add tax tag, $498 dock and DMV.
Water damage happens fast. So can the cleanup when you call on the restoration specialists at 1-800-SERVPRO to help make it like it never even happened. That's 1-800-SERVPRO.
Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know, to check if they're going for it on 4th down before going to the concession stand.
Yeah, give me 3 hot dogs, 2 jumbo Touchdown, baby! What?
Hey, buddy, you want cheese with those?
Yeah, checking first is smart.
No.
So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Want to turn up the heat and turn up the savings this winter? Go with Petro. Switch now and get $125 free heating oil with reliable delivery in any weather, flexible pricing plans, an easy budget plan, and live 24/7 service and support. Go with your local HVAC pros at Petro for best-in-class service and comfort you can count on. Use propane? Ask about special offers. Go to petro.com now to get your $125 free heating oil or call 1-888-PETRO02 today. Propane not available in all areas.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Every NFL touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code WFAN. That's code WFAN to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. 21 and over. New York only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Don't fumble the ball when it comes to fine jewelry, diamonds, and engagement rings. There's only one choice. It has to be H.L. Gross Jewelers of Garden City. Visit hlgross.com.
Now at Verizon, lock in our low price, plus free roaming included in Puerto Rico. Discover the best mofongo, post that perfect sunset on La Isla, and save big with Verizon while you do it. Switch and get 4 lines for just $30 per line. See? Just $30 per month with unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Plus calls, texts, and data in Puerto Rico included, so you can use your phone sin problema. Stop by your New York Verizon store today. For unlimited welcome in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable. It's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest inventory of name brand tires at discount prices, including Michelin tires, which give you the perfect match. A relaxing driving experience from your vehicle, along with all-season design for superior performance that stands out from the crowd. And Town Fair stands out from other dealers with a guaranteed lowest price on Michelin tires and gives you more free services for life than anywhere. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
BT Sal back on The Fan. BT out sick today. Hopefully back with us tomorrow. We'll continue with your calls here. 888-808-1019. Hoff, question for you here. Just to really help me. It's like life advice kind of. I know you're working this weekend as you do every weekend with the Giants football. I was offered a free ticket to go Sunday night, and I actually am legitimately contemplating it. Now, you know me. Like, I know what's going to happen. If I do agree to go, I'm going to be like, oh, why did I do this? But a part of me is thinking, well, I'm going to watch the game anyway. Home opener, you know, you go to, I just screwed up I'm looking at my schedule here. I had that wrong, obviously. Chiefs back. Anyway, home opener with the Giants Sunday night. You see that? My helmet's there to organize this week in football.
I do see it, yeah.
I have the Giants at Kansas City. That's obviously not right. I got to
screw that one up.
Yeah. Anyway, so, like, do you think I should go to this game? And then I'm already asking, you know who it is? Mitchell in Fort Lee. Mitchell's asking me, do you want to? Hoff's with the eye roll. He's like, you want to go to the game? I'm like, it's only a half hour from my house, so that's appealing. I'm going to be watching the game anyway. I do want to try to go out to a game. I like the idea that it's a standalone game. Like last year, I went to Thursday night Jets in New England, and then Thursday night Cowboys and Giants, and that was it for the year. So it's a standalone game, free tickets, half hour from my house. Here's the problem. Mitch is like, oh, there's big tailgating, so he wants to get there early. Like, the traffic, the thought of, driving home, like I'd have to leave early. What do you think here? Give me your advice.
Well, there's a lot of things right now. First of all, do you get a free chair with this?
No,
okay.
not like SummerSlam.
All right.
No.
So there's the first negative.
Yeah.
Second of all,
seats aren't bad, so that's
okay. Now, good thing is, if you do go, do you get a press credential and you meet me in the locker room?
Potentially.
Okay, so that's a positive. We get to see each other.
But then what time would I have to do that?
Game probably end around 11:30, so we probably won't get in there until after midnight.
I guess my point is, and the game's starting at 8:15?
Yeah.
That's a late start.
Yeah. It's late.
I guess the good news, and then do you expect... Now, I'm not asking for any inside info. Do you expect, though, Taylor Swift to be at this game? And if so, even the anticipation...
I ran into Post Malone last year.
Okay.
And he was up in the area that I am. So,
well, I guess my question is the anticipation potentially of Taylor Swift, is that going to create a little more chaos than normal? Not for, like, the media or anything. I'm talking about for fans. Like, is there an expectation because it's the Chiefs and the greatest show in the NFL?
I think there's buzz, but not from the fans. I think there's buzz from outside sources.
We expect Giant fans to be the primary, we're not going to get a Steelers.
Giants fans show up.
Right, not like the Jets and Steelers.
Jets fans are pathetic, like myself, and we've given up on the team a long time ago.
I'm like 40-60 right now that I'm going to go. 40% yes.
Here's the problem.
It was like 5% before yesterday.
Is Mitch driving you?
Potentially. I'm sure if I said come pick me up, he would do that, but I don't even know if I need that.
Right. If Mitch is driving you, it's a whole different game.
Yes or no, then?
That's a no.
Okay, don't go if Mitch is driving me.
So I love Mitch. Mitch, thank you so much for everything you've done. But he is very intense on when he needs to go. And that early call time, it may be earlier.
Good point. You know what I really think it comes down to? Whether or not you enjoy watching games more on TV or going to it. Like, I love the idea of thinking, here we go, standalone Sunday night. Like, I'm excited to watch the Jets at 1, although less excited without Justin Fields. But excited to watch finally the Jets at 1, focus on them, and then the Giants later, Sunday Night Football. But the idea of going is also appealing, get a feel for the crowd. It is the Kansas City Chiefs, seeing Mahomes in person. Like, there's a lot of appealing thoughts of that. I just don't know ultimately if it's better than getting off my couch.
And where are the seats exactly?
I think lower bowl, but
is it
corner.
50-yard line? Oh,
no, like corner ends. I'm fine with that. I don't care about that.
Well, I mean, sometimes the view's better at the 50-yard line. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, of course the view's better at the 50-yard line. You also rather be up a little bit. I'm okay with lower bowl. I don't need perfect seats, but lower bowl is fine, and corner end zone's fine.
I go to every single Giants game, as you know.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, like, it is an experience. The energy being at the stadium is awesome. When I'm home watching a late night game, it's not the same feel.
So you'd rather go? You're saying lean go?
Yes, I would say go. But now, drive yourself.
Yeah, come and go as I please.
Don't put yourself on restrictions.
Yeah,
with
then I got to pay for parking.
Yeah. Well, you might need a pass for that.
All right. Damn, BT.
Which I might be able to take care of that for you.
I'm so lazy at this point in my life. I don't even know about lazy. I'm so, like, anti-doing anything that I bought the Adam Sandler ticket for the concert Monday night. I went to see the Sandman at the Garden. Like, I bought that in excitement of wanting to go, which I really did want to go. But then I realized, like, on the day of, I'm like, I'm kind of just not in the mood. I just want to, when I'm done with work, I just want to go home. Now, I'm glad I ended up going. It was great. But then by the time I get out of there, it's 10 o'clock. You got to deal with the foot traffic getting out of the Garden.
Yeah, but you know what, though? The SummerSlam was different. We elected to go Saturday, and then the Sunday we were like, oh, we should have gone.
Yeah, I know.
I text each other like, what?
Well, because we had such a great time that Saturday.
Yes.
You're right. See, I was being lazy with that. We both were. We were both like, all right, let's go one night. And then we had so much fun that one night, and they took such great care of us. Like, man, we should have gone back the second night. But we already said no.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Here's the thing. I'm never happy. That's the bottom line. If I'm home on my couch, I'm going to say, I should have went to watch it. Look, there's Taylor Swift. There's Mahomes. What an energy, great energy by the crowd. And if I go and I'm like, I should have been on my couch. The traffic. I'm walking around. This is too much.
You know, I know how to change your feelings today.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to take a picture, and I'll send it to you.
Thank you, Hoff. You know the key to my heart. BT and Sal on the Fan. Ted is calling from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Ted?
What's up, Sal? How are you, buddy?
Good, Ted. How you doing?
Good. Big fan of you. But before I get to my Jets hot take here, I want to pick a little bone here with you. 2 years ago, I was the guy that made the wager with you when the Jets played the Giants. The Giants won. I was going to cater, the lunch for the office. And if the Jets won, you were going to come play golf with me.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you called. Yeah, where you been? Seriously, Ted. In my mind, I was like, I know we owe this guy. I didn't remember that it was you specifically. What happened?
It's me. Well,
we owe
I just haven't heard.
Good.
I'm paying for you. That's the deal. I'm paying for you. You're going to come to my club. I'm going to take care of everything. So you just give some dates. I'll leave my info before we get to the Jets point. But I just would love to play and have you honor our bet.
No, you have my word. We will get that done. Don't think I haven't thought about it, because I did think about it then, and even as recently as this summer, I just had no way of getting in contact with you. So yes, I'll let you make your Jets point. Then I will put you on hold. And Hoff says he's got your info, but just get it again. Make sure. All right, Ted, go ahead. Get to your Jets point. But we owe you.
Got it. So I'm the moron that's a Jets fan is going to Tampa. A couple of hot takes. Number one, I appreciate your positivity, but let's call what it is. This organization is full of losers. They're never going to get it right, okay? And I already know the coach is not the guy. Week one, when you're kicking a 2-point conversion, when you're up 9-7 in the first quarter, to then turn around the next week and kick a field goal when you're down 20-0 and it's 4th and 3 in the first half, and then punt on 4th and 1, already tells me everything right there. The guy's in over his head. I've seen this a billion times in my life. I'm 43 years old. This team is never going to get it right. And I'm that idiot that keeps sitting around all these years when I've been kicked in the nards 5,000 times. When is it going to change? It's never going to change. I'm going to the game.
Here's what I would say.
We know they're going to get blown out.
Here's what I would say, though. Now, look, they might get blown out, and I respect your fandom and passion, and thank you for the call, Ted. We'll put you on hold, and I promise, you have my word, I will make that trip. I'm assuming BT will as well, but I don't want to speak for him here. I'm 100% doing that. We owe you, no doubt about it. I do remember the bet, and I have been thinking about it. Now, I would not be so quick to give up on Aaron Glenn. I firmly believe that he's the right guy. And if, in fact, they don't win eventually with Aaron Glenn, it won't be because of him. Whereas with Robert Saleh, you could say eventually it was because he was not a good football coach, or at least a good head coach of a football team. I firmly believe Aaron Glenn has all the proper traits and characteristics to be a successful head football coach in the National Football League. The problem is the odds are stacked against him because he's going to be on a learning curve. As a first-time anything, there are lumps along the way from learning. You could talk about the X's and O's and maybe the inconsistencies of some of the decisions that Aaron Glenn's going to make. Those are going to be things that he is learning as we go. Yeah, he can learn that while he's a special teams coach or defensive coordinator or whatever, but you're never really truly learning it until you're the guy, which he is now. That's part of hiring a rookie head coach that you have to deal with, which is one of the reasons why I'm not evaluating the Jets this year on the win-loss record. Also, what makes Glenn, to me, so appealing as a leader and a head coach is his attitude and demeanor and all that he has to say. However, that only holds water if they start to win. Eventually, the results have to follow. And history would tell you that it's likely to get tougher for the Jets and Aaron Glenn than it is to get easier sooner than later. So that's part of the challenge when you take over the head coaching job of the New York Jets. You're battling, especially as a rookie, you're battling that you're learning as you go. You're battling the team's history, and you're battling the New York market. Like, that's a lot to overcome. I firmly believe wholeheartedly, as somebody who said I would have hired Pete Carroll, and I still stand by that, but I firmly believe Glenn is the right guy, or at least a guy who will be, not can be, will be a successful head coach. Todd Bowles has been a successful head coach. He wasn't here for a lot of those reasons that I just mentioned. Will that same pattern hold for another first-year head coach in Glenn, or will he be able to buck that trend? It's very, very, very difficult. Damn near impossible. But if anybody could do it, I believe he can. And I wouldn't be giving up hope on him, even with some of the inconsistencies of the decision-making just after 2 weeks of watching him as the head coach. Sports Talk on WFAN is presented by Paramount Plus. Sylvester Stallone is back in the original hit series, Tulsa King. This season, Dwight faces his most dangerous adversaries yet, forcing him to fight for everything he's built and to protect his empire. Stream the new season of Tulsa King on Sunday, September 21st, exclusively on Paramount Plus. The city's biggest indoor pickleball event is coming back October 10th and 11th, and it will sell out. Sign up for the fun or for the cash prizes. Those are always good. Those are fun, in fact. Go to 1010wins.com/pickleball for all the info. The pickleball tournament is presented by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
The Cowboys possess the most dangerous kicking weapon in all of the NFL. That guy could actually attempt a 75-yard field goal if they had to win the game.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Maggie Gray with an Odyssey Sports Minute sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Virginia Tech will be looking for a new football coach this offseason, but be careful about leaning into nostalgia. The program shouldn't bank on legends like Michael Vick or Frank Beamer's son Shane to save it. Past glory won't fix today's mess. Virginia Tech needs more than a familiar name chasing old stories. I'm Maggie Gray.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is Tiki Barber. You definitely don't want your heating system to fail this winter. So call my friends at Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating experts. Have them check your heating system before it breaks. I know Edison Heating and Cooling. They can fix anything. Go now to EdisonHVAC.com.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. This NFL season has finally arrived. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Evan. Download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Football is back, and it looks like we're going to get thrills from both teams this year, but thrills are nothing new at Bay Ridge Mazda. Tired of that clunker you've been driving? Just bring it in to Bay Ridge Mazda for up to $2,000 over book value all month long. The time is now to make a trade. Head over to the place where everybody wins, Bay Ridge Mazda, located on 4th Avenue and 90th Street, or buy your car direct at BayRidgeMazda.com and have it delivered to your door. That's Bay Ridge Mazda, 4th Avenue and 90th Street in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together, we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission: to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Town Fair Tire, Connecticut's largest discount tire dealer. Because we give you the guaranteed lowest price and we honor every manufacturer's rebate. We even honor all our competitors' rebates. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Friday, September 26th when the Yankees host the division rival Orioles for a great promotional giveaway. It's Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night, presented by Star Insurance. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees Jersey Hoodie. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss Yankees Jersey Hoodie Night when the Yankees face the Baltimore Orioles on Friday, September 26th. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
Clogged toilet, leaky faucet on one. Ready?
Uh-oh, you got a plumbing problem blitzing through the line. Time to audible and call in the pros. Roto-Rooter is your go-to defense for clogs, leaks, and any plumbing fix. Call the right play and download the Roto-Rooter app and easily book an appointment and receive exclusive service discounts. Touchdown! Don't get sacked by plumbing issues. Call in Roto-Rooter, your MVP for plumbing solutions. Download the app today and score big on savings.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium iced or hot coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions, participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn app.
BT and Sal back on the Fan. 888-808-1019 is the number to call. Kyle Brandt will be coming up in a matter of minutes, like 15 minutes or so. He'll be in studio with us, so we'll talk some football with him. He's got this, Kyle Brandt's all over the place, as you know by now, but he's got this show on Vice that is great. You go back and watch some of the old games, and he'll be doing this week tonight specifically with Bart Scott and Method Man. What a pairing that is to watch the Jets game, the Bart Scott can't wait game. With the Jets playoff win over the Patriots. So Jet fans want to relive that. Certainly you get a chance to do that at Vice TV tonight. We'll talk more about that with Kyle Brandt. Giant fans also have a chance to do that. October 8th, Phil Simms and Doggy, Mad Dog, are going to be joining Kyle to revisit Super Bowl 21 and the Giants win over John Elway and the Broncos. So we'll do more on that with Kyle and obviously go around the NFL, get to update stuff with the Giants and Jets in a little bit. And, one thing that I was saying about the baseball, it happened late last night. No, wait. Was it 2 nights ago or was it late last night that the Phillies clinched the division? It was technically 2 nights ago. At least I take solace, right, because I think it happened after midnight. So technically it was on the 16th. I take solace in the fact that at least Phillies fans who wanted to enjoy the celebration of watching their team win another division title, at least they had to stay up in the wee hours of the morning and sit through that and kind of watch. Like, it's not the same if your team plays at 7 o'clock and you clinch a division and you get to see all the post-game celebration and the champagne parties and all that. sticking it to the Phillies a little bit at least, where, yeah, they enjoyed the celebration. They are the NL East champs. Congrats. But you know that the majority of Philly fans were asleep when that result happened. They woke up the next day to find out about it. I know I'm being petty, but I at least take some solace in that, knowing that it happened where most Philly fans were asleep. Now we have to hope that their team's going to be asleep yet again once it comes to October. 888-808-1019, the number to call. We're talking baseball. We're talking football. Whatever's on your mind here. Russell is calling from Wantagh. What's up, Russ?
How you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I just really wanted to address the pink elephant in the room. After listening to all the so-called experts and a lot of people like yourself who have the platform to talk about it, I haven't heard anybody discuss Daniel Jones and what an amazing 2 games he's had. I haven't watched him personally myself, but looking at his stats, and he's not on some loaded team where he's being hidden in the background. And I'd just like to hear what your thoughts are on that.
Well, we did talk about Daniel Jones a little bit. The reason why you're not, if you want to hear more Daniel Jones talk, Russ, I suggest you listen to Sports Talk in Indianapolis because he's the quarterback of the Colts right now. But we did reference Daniel Jones, and to me, are you still there, Russ, or no?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Because I want to ask you a question. To me, my main takeaway from that is it exposes the ineptitude of the Giants. What do you think of Daniel Jones having some success in the first 2 weeks of the season with the Colts?
I think it's a combination of the ineptitude of not only the coach, but the general manager. Because like I said, he is not on some loaded team out in Indianapolis. And I'm not a Giants fan at all. But I happen to, I kind of rooted for the guy because I felt like he was this big underdog. And then everybody jumping on his back saying how bad he was and his neck injury. His neck injury was a product of a horrible offensive line and no talent around him other than Saquon when he wasn't hurt. So I feel he got an undue amount of blame for the Giants' failures. And I just like to listen to.
We appreciate that. Yourself. Yeah, we appreciate that. Thanks for taking the time to call, Russ. Like I said, we mentioned it. See, for me, both can be true. Daniel Jones deserved a lot. As a matter of fact, I think Daniel Jones deserved more blame than he got. Most Giant fans, certainly when I was on the overnight, they would call and make excuses about the offensive line this, the offensive line that. Daniel Jones, for the most part, stunk while he was here. But you could also say that what he had to work with, I mean, the owner said it himself, that they did everything they could to screw this kid up. What he was given as far as the Giants organization, the different head coaches, the different systems, that was not the best spot to put Daniel Jones in to succeed. They had the one successful season where they limited Daniel Jones throwing the football down the field. He was able to make the majority of those plays that year with his legs. It was successful to a point where they won a playoff game. And they were never able to build off it for a multitude of reasons. So I think the Giants failed Daniel Jones. I also believe Daniel Jones failed the Giants. And maybe he's only having success because he, in fact, got away from New York and got to go to a different system. Also could have learned a little bit last year in Minnesota with his short time there. Like there's many factors, and we've seen, how many times have we seen quarterbacks here not have success and then go elsewhere and have some success? Geno Smith, Sam Darnold come to mind. And it's not just here. I mean, Baker Mayfield in Cleveland and some of the other stops that he was at before he's had success with the Bucs. So it does happen. Daniel Jones was drafted where he was drafted for a reason. However, to me, watching him, I still don't believe in him with the Colts. Now, they had a great running game. Like, their culture lost that game, by the way. They should be 1-1. They have a great running game with Jonathan Taylor. They've been pretty sound in the trenches so far. It's not like I'm breaking down every game, but I did watch a lot more of that, the Broncos game, because I bet the Broncos in this game. And even in the highlights in week 1, Jones was looking like Peyton Manning in a Colts uniform, throwing dimes all over the place to guys that we never heard of. You don't need Malik Neighbors, or he didn't at least. So both can be true. Daniel Jones can be better than maybe I thought, or maybe better than the Giants thought eventually. But he also failed them. They failed him. He failed them. And it was time to move on. And just like I wouldn't want Geno Smith, just like I wouldn't want Sam Darnold, I still wouldn't want Daniel Jones quarterbacking my team. Matt is calling from St. Augustine, Florida. What's up, Matt?
Hey, Sal. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good, Matt. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Hey, Sal, quick analytics, and if you let me a giant point, if I may. Analytics. Sal, you're a baseball guy. I was a baseball guy. Sal, why don't they exit velocity? I hate that term. It's my least favorite term in America. Did you hit the ball hard? Did you get it on the barrel?
Right.
But Sal, to be fair, okay, who had a better exit velocity? Rob Deere, remember the Tigers back in the 80s and 90s, or Ichiro?
Well, Rob Deere, I remember him with the Brewers. You talking about Rob Deere with the Brewers?
He was with the Tigers.
Okay.
But anyway, the point is Rob Deere.
Yeah.
Exactly. Who was the better hitter?
Oh, Ichiro.
Okay. Yeah. No doubt.
Right, I got you. But Deere had it.
Yeah. The point is, okay, they got to put a 0 for a strikeout when they average exit velocity.
Want a guy to square it up and hit it hard. And the reason why is because you think that result, more often than not, if you square the ball up, is going to benefit you as opposed to the weak contact. The sport, baseball, some of the biggest hits in the history of the game have been off the fists, off the end of the bat, little nubbers, little bloopers. The sport itself is not predicated solely on hard hit rate and contact and exit velo. So, yeah, you can manipulate the numbers any way you want. That's why I fight with BT. Like, he's a big believer in the numbers. I'm not. I'm a big believer in watching. How hard did Luis Gonzalez hit that ball in 2001? What was the exit velo on that? It won him a World Series. It beat Mariano Rivera, the best closer in the history of the sport, and won him a World Series. What was the exit velo? And the nerds will tell you, yeah, but that's the aberration. And I say, yeah, but that won a World Series. Like, they don't care about strikeouts. Strikeouts to me are making contact is far more important than making quality contact. To me. But what do I know? I'm just a Emmy loser and a college dropout. BT and Sal on the Fan. We'll continue with your calls, but we'll have Kyle Brandt in studio when we come back, talking some NFL football with Kyle Brandt next.
Deep ball downfield, looking for Neighbors, who makes the catch for the touchdown in double coverage.
An incredible game ended with heartbreak in Dallas for Big Blue.
Again, this one's tough. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. These guys battled. Dallas battled. Came down to the end.
Big Blue gets back to business for the 2025 home opener at MetLife Stadium. Taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. 8:20 Sunday night. It's Sunday Night Football. The Giants and the Chiefs. The home of Giants football is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
For over 100 years, Sloman's has been your trusted partner in comfort. When it comes to home heating oil, they deliver more than just quality fuel. They deliver peace of mind. With price protection, automatic deliveries, and 24/7 service, their dedicated team is just a call away, ensuring you stay warm and comfortable all winter long. Sloman's, the Tri-State's largest heating oil provider, proudly serving their community for generations. Give them a call today at 866-GET-HEAT or visit oil.slomans.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 25 Mazda CX-30 for $199 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda.
Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM 843629. MSRP 26865. Zero security deposit. Ends 9/30/25.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 29 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painter's Trust kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
Recovering from an addiction is an individual accomplishment. A young mother who chose recovery to care for her family. A high school athlete overcoming opioid addiction. A couple celebrating his recovery. Everyone's recovery is different, and there's no shame in asking for help. Call 844-REACH-NJ. Trained counselors are available 24/7 to help you find the recovery option that's best for you. Tell us your story, and let's begin your recovery today. A message from New Jersey Human Services.
Did you know you can get more with New York Lottery Plus?
You pulling my leg?
No, seriously. Just enter scratch off and draw game tickets and get more points.
Pulling a fast one?
No. And you can put your points towards chances to win gift cards, cash prizes, and more.
Is this a stunt?
No, you even get points for playing new games.
You're pulling my chain, aren't you?
No.
Pulling my finger?
What? No. Man, put that thing away.
Sorry.
Introducing New York Lottery Plus. Download the app, sign up, get more. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Together, let's drive at Paramus Chevrolet. For just $197 a month and $19.14 due at delivery, lease a brand new Trax 4D Wagon LT with front-wheel drive for 24 months. Buying? Enjoy 0.0% APR financing for well-qualified buyers. Visit ParamusChevrolet.com today.
Some things are hard to commit to, like learning how to surf or saving for a family vacation. But one commitment that's easy, switching to Fios Home Internet with a 5-year price lock guarantee. That means 5 great summers of fast, reliable internet at the same low price. All with the Fios 1 gig internet plan. Plus no hidden fees or equipment charges. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for new and existing My Home customers.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good afternoon at 102. I'm Andrew Bogish, your Sports Flash sponsored by Paramus Chevrolet. The Jets now officially on the growing list of teams already without their starting quarterback. Aaron Glenn officially ruling out Justin Fields for Sunday's game in Tampa, with Fields still working through concussion protocols. So in steps Tyrod Taylor.
He's a very studious person. Good athlete. Again, been around this league for a long time. There's no better player that you would want as your backup quarterback than him at this point in time.
The Bucs should have Baker Mayfield Sunday, but their QB dealing with an undisclosed injury could reportedly miss practice time this week. Brian Dable says the Giants encouraged with the progress of left tackle Andrew Thomas. They'll increase his practice reps today and see how he responds. The Yankees finished their series in Minnesota, 7:40 here on the Fan. The Jays remain 5 games clear atop the division, and it's now the Astros directly behind the Yanks in the wildcard standings. Houston a game and a half back. Game 2 for the Mets and Padres, 7:10 Odyssey Mets Radio. And Liberty star Brianna Stewart says she's dealing with a sprained MCL, but will try to play tonight as they go for a 2-game sweep of Phoenix. Fan weather sponsored by Flushing Bank. It's 67 degrees, maybe some rain in Central Park, and that's what's happening. Sports flashes top of every hour. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
The BT South Show on the Fan, presented by your your Tri-State Cadillac dealers. Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Mets. Very cool to be joined in studio right now by Kyle Brandt. Of course, Good Morning Football, NFL Network. You've been there a long time, always working on other stuff as well. And you join us today to help promote your show on Vice. It's on Vice Sports called NFL Classic After Further Review. Omaha Productions. I know a lot of producers there as well. They do a great job. Sam Pepper, Matt Flynn.
Yeah.
You guys re-examine the NFL's most unforgettable games through the eyes of the players who lived it and the diehard celebrity fans who can't forget it. Tune in tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, Vice TV. Bart Scott, Method Man, and Kyle Brandt as they relive the Jets' 2010 playoff win over the Patriots. The Can't Wait game. That's a fun game for you. Kyle, thanks for coming in. How are you?
Before we relive the Can't Wait game, can we relive what's going on in your backyard? Reptiles, rodents, pests. What is the deal, Sal? What kind of zoo are you living in, bro? What is up?
Jersey. I don't got that Westchester money. I had to move to Jersey. Yeah, dude, I'm scared of those things. So it's funny because I'm fascinated by you, and I have been for a long time.
Thank you.
Because I am a real-world watcher.
Oh, let's go.
Not current, but back then.
Of course.
Like back in the day. I forget all the names of the cast, but the blonde that you used to date on there?
I don't remember dating anybody on the show.
You didn't date? Oh, I thought that...
No,
really?
No.
Come on, dude.
Listen,
or maybe the blonde that I wanted to date that you were close
it's
with.
It's very possible. I was basically in a coma for most of that show, so my memory of it's really hazy.
Who's the girl that I'm talking about? You know,
there was the... I don't want to use the word crazy. Tanya was the one that was the most infamous.
No, not her.
Well, there was Carrie and Anissa. Anissa.
No, not Anissa. I remember her.
See, I think you're confusing me for some other blonde-haired cracker who was on Real World. There's a lot of us.
I remember Chicago Real. Anyway, so I was a fan of yours forever, and then you were, starting with that show.
Yeah.
Then you produced radio, which I was doing, like for Mike and the Mad Dog. You were doing that for Jim Rome.
Yeah, for
Then
years.
you became famous doing the NFL, Good Morning Football, and now all this digital stuff. So, like, I followed your career from afar. We have a lot of mutual friends, but never. We used to dress in the same dressing room.
Yeah, that's why.
At Full World Trade, but never had met before. So I'm glad that you come in, and we're the same age. A lot of our same passion with the football and all those different things. Man. So I'm excited for it. Dude, I got to look up that girl. You didn't have any girlfriend on your Real World show?
No. I seriously didn't. No. Listen, our Real World show is most renowned. It's a terrible thing. I mean, it was the 9/11 season. Like, we were right in the middle of that experience in 2001 when that happened.
Right.
And it was nuts. That's what it's remembered for. It was almost 25 years ago.
Did you do that audition while you were producing for Rome? Or
No. That, when I was a senior in college, they came to campus and did an open call. And I just went to an open call, stood in line with like 5,000 people, and they casted me. It just happened to be in my hometown of Chicago, but I auditioned in Princeton, New Jersey, like in 2001.
Okay, so then you went to Princeton, played obviously football there. I did Columbia broadcast after that.
Did you really?
I mean, Jerry Recco and I used to call the Columbia football games, so I'm very familiar with doing games in Princeton. But this was
awesome.
This was from 2010.
Oh yeah, you would have missed me. We were there. Yeah. But I mean, listen, I remember going uptown here in New York and playing on the razor sharp AstroTurf of the Columbia Lions. Like, if you got tackled one time, all of your skin was just left on the field. They don't make it. It's not that field turf, Sal, or that natural grass. It was basically sandpaper, and that was the best offense that Columbia had, as I remember, was their turf.
Dude, they were brutal. I mean, I maybe saw 1 or 2 wins in my 10 years doing.
I hear you, man.
All right, so give us the Can't Wait before we get into the NFL Network and all those different things and Good Morning Football. Give us this. I love this idea. It's an idea that I think fans like you and I would come up with. You executed it about watching these old games. Take us through how it came about and then what you've been doing so far.
You know what it's like, Sal? At this point in my life, you said we're the same age. If it's a Saturday night and let's say my wife and kids have gone to sleep, one of the things I just love to do is sit on the couch and just watch old concerts. I just will pull up like Pearl Jam, 1999. I'll watch the whole thing. This show is like doing that, except you're watching the concert with Eddie Vedder. Like, you go back and watch the classic games with the players who played them. So this is the funniest episode by far, because let's talk about it. Everybody remembers Bart Scott, Can't Wait, all that. What I had forgotten about was that this game, so the Jets had just beaten Peyton Manning and the Colts on the road in the playoffs with Sanchez, Rex Ryan. Next game, they go to Foxborough. The broadcast starts on CBS. Jim Nantz, hello, friends, all that. The first talking point with him and Sims is that Wes Welker has been sat down by Bill Belichick for talking about Rex Ryan's foot fetish video, and he is not going to play the beginning of this game. So that's the first thing. And then you can imagine on the show, so we got Method Man. All right, now I grew up with Method Man. We all love his music. This show is in conjunction with NFL Films, the esteemed institution who holds the keys to all the NFL films. So they're like, treat the content with respect, please. Method Man What do you remember about Jets Patriots? Man, F the Patriots. Like 5 times out of the gates. And he's going off about, listen, we got to respect the Patriots and Mr. Belichick and Mr. Kraft. And he's like, this is not going to be in the episode. He's like, the funny thing is now we're talking about Rex having the foot fetish, but what we know now with these two coaches, Rex wasn't even the biggest freak in this game. And he's like, well, you kind of right. It has aged crazy with Belichick. So there's so many things before the football even starts, and it's Sean Green out of Iowa, and it's Sanchez making throws, and Braylon Edwards just, I'll put it this way. I call it Wednesday Night Football. It's on every Wednesday. If Jets fans who already 5 seconds into the season are looking for the good old days, and we know they are, Sal, this is the place to watch because it is the good old days.
Yeah, it makes me excited to watch it. How many episodes have aired so far?
This will be the 3rd episode, and we have 6-episode run. All classic games. Just
only the first 2 games. Give me the first 2.
First 2 games was a 1995 NFC title game, which was Favre versus Aikman. Irvin, Emmett, Favre, amazing showdown in like mid-90s before Jerry World, like Texas Stadium. Mike Holmgren, the Packers head coach, rode a motorcycle to the game next to the team bus on the road. Like, this is the stuff we relive.
Did you pick these games or you got help?
They kind of picked them, and I collaborated with them. Like, we should do this and we should do that one. And then we just did more recent one. Chiefs-Niners won in the Super Bowl. This is 2020. The Jimmy Garoppolo versus Patrick Mahomes, the first Mahomes Super Bowl, the Super Bowl, and as it turns out, the super spreader event because it was like 2 weeks before COVID.
Yes, I was on a cruise ship watching that.
Is that
game.
true?
I watched the Super Bowl.
You were on a cruise, Sal?
A Disney cruise. This was before my wife and I.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like the first time ever that I wasn't watching the Super Bowl at home with like somewhat of a party. Disney cruise ship. I remember it like it was yesterday. Huge screen watching Mahomes and the Niners, and I had a huge bet. My little niece had no idea. Uncle Sal's betting like $800 that I didn't have on the Chiefs to win that game, holding on for dear life. And yes, it was like weeks before COVID. I'm on a Disney cruise ship.
First of all, that's awesome. Yeah. Give me your review of the Disney cruise because this hits home for me.
You have to do it. You've never done a Disney cruise yet?
Okay. We are Disney nerds. My wife, who is here in the studio outside, we go to Disney at least once a year. We're all over it. I want to do the cruise.
You have to.
I did it in the 80s as a kid. I went and booked the cruise, and literally you get an email, Sal, when you book it that says, bippity boppity booked. And Disney like, oh, Disney, you bastards, you're so creative, you're so funny. And then it was bippity boppity unbooked because my wife, God bless her, I love you, honey, was not feeling a cruise. She's like, let's go to the park. So we haven't done it, but you're saying we should.
We did 2 days. Now I'm not a Disney aficionado, whatever.
Okay, I kind of am, but not the cruise.
Yeah, I get more into it. Now we have a 4-year-old. Then it was just my wife and I joining the family, whatever, niece and nephew young. 2 days in the park, perfect. Get on the cruise. What could this be? It was... I liked it as an adult without a kid, and now thinking about it with a kid. Like now, again, this was pre-COVID, so don't hold me to it. But it was as nice a cruise ship as you possibly.
It's communal living, though, right? A lot of like shoulder to shoulder at the salad bar.
Well, I mean, that's a. You
like that?
No, I don't.
I
don't like that. I'm just telling you. The cruise is Hoff. Have you been? You're a Disney.
Well, no, I haven't done a cruise yet. My wife wants to do one, but she's a Disney snob. She's all about it.
Same.
Kyle, I gotta be honest with you. Question.
Yeah.
Do you really like Disney, or your wife's not here right now?
Where did she go? She must have left when Sal asked me the 4th real world question.
Are you sure you're dating one of these girls?
No, I love Disney World. I love going to it.
Why?
We go with our kids. Like
I understand that. I do too. I want to strangle myself after day 1.
I like the rides. I really do. I like thrill rides. And listen, I'm not gonna front. Like I can feel the magic. I do. I like the Imagineers. They come up with creative things. I like the atmospheres. Listen, you telling me that you've never done the Epcot walk of the countries and just get hammered? That's awesome.
Oh, that's the best part of it. We can't do that every day. I'd like to.
I've never done that.
I know. It's fun.
So I don't know. I don't know how great cruises are now, and maybe they're not for everybody. I'm just saying that I had a great time on that cruise, and I remember watching that Super Bowl on that cruise. So that's another.
So that's a whole episode. And by the way, there should be an episode of you on that cruise because I have more questions, but I know we have things to get to. It's like not only being on a cruise, the ultimate in communal living with other people is watching the Super Bowl. How many years ago was this?
This was whatever that Super Bowl was.
All right, so it's 5 years ago. All right, so Sal, at that point, people know who you are. They're learning. Yes, there's got to be New Yorkers on that cruise. You're watching it, and they're asking you, "Hey, Sal, what do you think of the game?" And they don't care what you think of the game. They want to tell you what they think of the game. That sounds like hell.
Well, that happens now. It didn't happen
all the time. Oh my God!
I tell my wife all the time. We go, "Hey, family party where this person's coming over. He's a big sports fan." I'm like. The last thing I wanted, like you realize what my job is, right? We talk sports 4 hours a day with BT. Like I don't want to go talk with some, civilian.
You got to do, Sal. You got to just take the lightsaber and deflect the laser blast, and never mind what you think. Just ask them what they think, and then 20 minutes later, they'll still be telling you.
And that's it. Yeah.
And then they're all they want to hear is from you is what they think, and then you're off the hook.
It used to start as the complaint box for like, oh, you work at the Fan? Tell Francesa, blah, blah, tell Boomer,
that's
blah,
fun.
blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah.
fun.
I'm sure you get that all the time. You've been on doing Good Morning Football how many years now?
This is my 10th season. I remember the first season we did was the 28-3 Super Bowl Patriots-Falcons.
Oh, you know,
so, I mean, that's nuts.
I grew up a Falcon fan, by the way. So
you did?
Yeah.
That was a fun day.
So I was going to ask you, exactly. Well, I don't relive that game, please, with these Vice episodes. The 98 NFC Championship game, that would be one. That was a tremendous game.
Minnesota versus Atlanta, the missed field goal.
Yeah.
That's, I think it's funny to hear Falcons fans talk about that game because you guys are so disrespected and everyone gets so mad that Atlanta won. Not just Minnesota.
14-2 that year.
It was one of the greatest teams in the last 30 years, and we didn't get to see them in the Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos with Elway, and they would have given them a real game. The Falcons was one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever watched.
Yeah, now I was a fan even before that year. I used to love Deion growing up. Like the era of starter jackets and jerseys.
The too legit to quit Falcons who went into the Superdome in New Orleans and won. I love that team. Chris Miller, the quarterback. Jerry Glanville.
Jerry Glanville was my first favorite head coach. And then June Jones after that, whatever it may be. What the hell was I just going to ask? Oh, did you watch that Cowboy special on Netflix, the Jerry Jones thing? Yeah. So I'm fresh off of that, which makes me get antsy for your show here on Vice.
It's perfect.
I love... Now, sports is tough to go back and relive because there's so much that's happened since then. But I think the way you're doing it, coming up with... who doesn't want to watch Bart Scott give his take on the Bart Scott Can't Wait game?
I know. It's so fun, and it's like... we don't just watch the highlights. It's not like a 5-minute segment that you would see on a morning show. It's an hour show. We watch the whole game. And the stuff that the recall that these guys have and the sideline stories and the background is so fun. It was one of these jobs, Sal, where I'm just like, yeah, of course I'll do it. They came to me with it. I didn't conceive this show. And I'm like, I'd love to do this. It's the most fun I've ever had. It's awesome.
Do you feel like because I feel like you're doing a lot. Do you feel like, you know what I'm saying? And I get it. The media business is what it is, but God, how do you find, it's an hour show. Okay, well, now you got to tape this. How many episodes you have to do that? Getting up at, 6 a.m., whatever it may be to get in to go do Good Morning Football, doing all the social media stuff. I saw you hanging out with Cam Scatterbo, handing him the Angry Run scepter. You're all over the freaking place.
You know what it is? It's a fear of saying no, and it's a fear if you say no to one thing, then they'll stop asking. When you're someone like me who didn't play in the league, I'm not an insider. I don't have sources. I'm not a conventional journalist. I have none of that. I somehow found a way to have people want to give me jobs. And it's like, if I say no to just one fledgling podcast from some college kid, they'll never ask again. So my wife uses the word overcommitted. But it's like at some point they're going to stop asking, and I just want to say yes as many times as I can.
When you were producing for Jim Rome, highly successful
9
show,
years.
Did you always, because I'll be honest with you, sometimes I'd be like, producing Brian Chris, I'm like, I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be where they are. Mm-hmm. And sometimes, not in their case, but other hosts that I produce, I'm like, come on, I should be in that seat. Did you always feel that and know that you wanted to be behind the mic instead of producing?
There's a funny story that Bomani Jones tells about this. I don't know if you know Bomani personally. I do. I have a lot of respect for him. When I was not auditioning, the word is interviewing, to be Jim Rome's exec producer. Bomani was too at the same time. A guy who's going to be very successful. And Bomani's take on it is the reason I got the job was that Bomani let Jim know that he wants to get into hosting, and I didn't. And he thinks that's why I got the job. And I say to Bomani, I had just come off 3.5 years on Days of Our Lives. You think I wasn't interested in being on camera? I didn't exactly have to hide my hand there. So I said to Jim, I said, look, I want to come in. I want to work with you. I want to come up with thoughts and takes for you. And I want to build something together. I want to contribute. And I went from being shirtless on NBC and Days of Our Lives to sitting there screening text messages sent to the show. Not even calls. Calls to me would have been an upgrade. You used to be able to text the show, which in 2008 was revolutionary, that you could text and they would read your text. It took me a year to even get to screening emails. It was nuts. So it was going from a total vanity job and being on a soap opera to just basically being in the mailroom of production, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
Okay, now there's a lot there.
For me.
You can't just drop in, I was hanging out doing a soap opera and acting, and then you get to Rome.
It's a weird life.
Before we get to that, you still talk to Rome?
Yeah.
Sometimes those host relationships could be
100%. I see it right now. I could name big radio shows right now where people have left and they never speak again.
Yeah.
I'm not part of one of them. Jim, I owe so much to, have so much respect to. Jim has his critics. I don't care about any of them. I worked for 9 years with him. I had my last show. We walked off. We got a giant martini in the bar in the lobby and hugged it out. And I will always love him. And I think he will always love me.
Did you feel weird hugging him? Because he looks to be fragile and you're a big muscular guy. You could have maybe broken him, no?
No, I didn't know.
He's small and frail.
Jim can give it back. That's Ben Smack. That's the pimp in the box. He's like 170 pounds of twisted steel. He gave it right back.
Did you grow up? You grew up in Chicago. Was there a big sports talk? Who was Mike North? Was a big guy there.
No, Mike North still. Yeah, Mike North's everywhere. Listen, when I grew up, Mike North was really successful and it was just, I was reared on the 90s Bulls, man. I won the sports fan Powerball. I got to live in the same suburbs where the Bulls practice. And I would drive to school. I remember it vividly. And my friends and I were getting carpooled to school, and we pull up at this red light. And the mom goes, "Hey, guys, look in front of us. Black Lamborghini, license plate Air 23. And we're losing our minds. We pull up next to it. We're knocking. He rolls down the window, waves as Michael. Green light goes, boom. He's out of there. We would see Michael Jordan in his Ferrari driving to school. So I have wonderful memories growing up in Chicago. Not a ton of them, the Bears being great, but the Bulls were my deal for sure.
Dude, I hated Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls.
Okay, let's talk about it.
I'm a Knicks fan.
I know.
Did you hate the Knicks too, or you didn't really care because you always got the best of them?
I would laugh at the Knicks. I still laugh at the Knicks. I was laughing at the Knicks this last year in the playoffs where it's Knicks Pacers. It's how sweet. It's MJ's two children fighting over each other. I was sitting here being screw you guys. You know what I went to, Sal? I went to I took my kids to the PBR in the Garden. This professional bull riding.
Those are fun.
Yeah, and I'm I'm used to bulls coming in here and kicking everybody's ass. This is what the Madison Square Garden was built on.
The Bulls haven't been good in how many years?
Yeah, I don't know. They've been terrible, awful.
So I'm assuming you had your fun, you had your championships, all those years where you battled really. Now it's just don't even care.
And I don't live there anymore. So when I would think about how much you care about sports when you're 15 years old, it's so important to you, and you're so pure, and you're not like you and me. We're not jaded. You just love the games. And I could go to Chicago Stadium or United Center and just watch Michael and Scotty and now, and then Patrick Ewing would be there. He'd get dunked on 16 times. Sal, you know it's true. And it was just
maybe once.
I remember vividly when Jordan first retired, and Ewing had this thing where he's like, "No, you can't retire. I have to beat you. You have to stay." He's like, "I'm sorry, too bad. I can go play some baseball." So I had great.
And then they did beat him. Yeah, I call it the GAF meter, the give a bleep meter. At 15. It's
off the charts.
Yeah, and now at 46, it's a lot less than it was. Although there's still, obviously great sports and great passion.
Yeah, but it's different, dude.
There are things that happen in life, kids, wife, whatever it may be, real stuff happening. Not to get somber about it, but when my father passed away, when you deal with the loss of a parent, it's a little bit easier to deal with the loss of a Super Bowl, even if it is 28-3. In fact, although I'm still not over that one, and I hate Dan Quinn to this day. All right, we'll take a quick break. Come back. Cool. Much more with Kyle Brandt. We also got a Giant special coming up as well on Vice that he sat down with Doggy to do.
Yeah, and Phil Simms, the Phil Simms game. We did it.
I mean, that is tremendous. So we'll get more into that and current NFL. Justin Fields has been ruled out for Week 3. We'll go around the league a little bit with Kyle Brandt in studio. BT and Sal on the Fan.
This week on the Fan.
Keep listening for your chance to score a pair to see Hardy at Madison Square Garden September 24th. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com.
Brought to you by Live Nation. The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
I'm Michael Jenkins, here to help you beat the books with the BetMGM Network. We're on the Red Sox run line against the Athletics. Lucas Giolito is going for Boston. He's allowed 2 runs or less in 5 of his last 6, and the Red Sox have won 5 of his last 8 starts. We're riding with him and fading Mason Barnett for the Athletics. He's allowed 12 runs in his last 12 2/3. Boston is holding on to the final wildcard slot, so we're backing the Sox. I'm Michael Jenkins from the BetMGM Network. Bet smarter and beat the books, and download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
We could tell you what it's like to drive the Nissan Rogue and tell you all about its performance capabilities, like its VC turbo engine. It's I can go virtually anywhere type of freedom. Nice. But you don't have to take our word for it. Go drive it for yourself. You're up. Experience the power of the Nissan Rogue.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue, Pathfinder, or Murano. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. For well-qualified buyers, example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to Nissan Motor Acceptance Company credit approval, not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends September 30th, 2025.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
Hey, New York. Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, Verizon's offering Fios home internet and one line of mobile for just $69.99. Yes, that's right, just $69.99 per month. Get unlimited welcome for $50 per month with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your phone. And add Fios for just $19.99 per month with autopay, mobile plus home discount, and bonus discount. Visit your tri-state area Verizon store today to get this limited time offer and switch to our 100% fiber optic network and reliable 5G network. Fios, for eligible new Fios internet and mobile customers. Fios $15 monthly bonus discount applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. $99 Fios setup charge applies. Bring your phone, $15 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Listen weekdays from 1 to 2 on The Fan for the call of the day with BT and Sal, brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're in the market for Michelin tires, get to Town Fair Tire and get them at the guaranteed lowest price. With Michelin's innovative technologies designed for durability and performance, you can trust you're getting the highest quality tires over all the toughest of road conditions. Plus, at Town Fair, you get free services for life. So if you're looking for the best deal on Michelin tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Diving for that grounder got you grounded? Oof. We've got specialists for that. Layup, take you down? We've got specialists for that. With 45 Castle Connolly top doctors, Orland & Cohen specialists are considered among the best in the nation by their peers, which can mean a better outcome for you. From Staten Island to Southampton, our network is open 7 days a week, so you can feel better, faster. Visit OrlandCohen.com.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is kind of wild. You get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. That's the main character meal energy you need this fall. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. No substitutions. Participation and times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
Catch all the play-by-play with Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. The home of Yankees radio. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
BT and Sal back on The Fan. Kyle Brandt joining us in studio of course, Good Morning Football fame. He's been an actor. He's been on The Real World.
That's
He's
right.
produced for Jim Rome. And he's also got this NFL Classic After Further Review show from Vice. Tonight's episode, check it out on Vice. Going to relive the Bart Scott game. That's at 9 p.m. Also, you have something coming up with the Giants. October 8th, Phil Simms, Chris Mad Dog Russo join you to talk about Super Bowl 21, where the Giants win over John Elway and the Broncos. That's coming up October 8th, 9 p.m. as well. How was that sitting down with Doggy and Phil Simms?
It's incredible. I've met Phil before. I had never met Mad Dog before, ever. Meeting anybody over Zoom is weird. Meeting Mad Dog over Zoom is like this tornado you get pulled into because it's so much energy, so much volume. And I had an icebreaker ready. I was like, all right, Mad Dog, here we go. We're starting the show. Let me know. People want to know, are you popping a gummy before we start going? And he's like, oh, let me tell you, I don't have a gummy today. Like, he just go. And he has this, and then he turns around, has this incredible insight, this fascinating story about how the Phil Simms game in so many ways launched him and launched everything he has ever done with Mike in this building because the 86 Mets were happening at the time and the Giants were happening and New York was having a moment. And he tells it much better than I am in the episode, but he's like, really, truly, this game is the reason I've been able to do and build what I've been able to build. It was awesome.
And unfortunately, Kyle, Jets and Giants fit. Maybe fortunately for you, because if we want to enjoy ourselves here, we got to watch the old days, the current days.
It's only week 3. We're already going back to the old days.
Yeah, that's the problem. Every year with these two teams, you can't even get to Halloween and have meaningful games. Let's start with the Jets, only because Justin Fields, today it came down. Aaron Glenn said he's going to be ruled out for week 3 with a concussion. What do you think of Aaron Glenn, and where are you at with just assessing the Jets year 1 here, new regime with Muji and Aaron Glenn?
Well, I have a BA in Justin Fields as a Bears guy, and I've sat with him before in Chicago and I've watched him. And when the Jets brought him in, I said, God, this is interesting. And you when you bring him in, you start to say, well, really good athlete, was winning games last year in Pittsburgh, like totally the anti-Rodgers, which is all true. This is all positive. But my BA has told me that in all the positives he has and all the apologists that may exist for Justin Fields, he almost never wins. Like his record as a starter is really horrible. Now, there's a lot of factors I understand, but he just doesn't win games. And so it's like week 1 was the perfect example. Comes out, puts on a show. He's really athletic. He's throwing, and just the Jets lose. For whatever reason, the teams that he leads lose. So now he's out with the concussion, and you're just, Christ, like that already? It's frustrating. And so I'm not a massive Justin Fields fan as a player. I think he's a good guy. I think he almost got killed on the field a couple times for the Bears. And what he will never do, Sal, he will never throw a mouth guard. He'll never call out a lineman. He is a really good guy. It just doesn't usually amount to wins.
Yeah, I like the temperament. I like the move with where the Jets are at. Unfortunately, I was saying this before the season, he just can't throw the football well enough to win. And then he goes out there and has that week 1 performance, which is encouraging. And maybe you want to think, oh, can he be a different quarterback? And then you watch week 2 and he's not. And now, unfortunately, not going to get to see him in week 3. I wanted Pete Carroll because I thought that they needed experience. A known commodity. Stop messing around. I was almost using a curse word there. Stop messing around with inexperience here. Now, I happen to love Aaron Glenn, but still, it's a tough task. You're going against the history of the franchise, the media, being a rookie. What'd you think of the hiring of Aaron Glenn and belief in him maybe being the guy to get this thing turned around?
I see your point, Pete Carroll, and the Raiders did the same thing. They're like, we just tried an ex-player, and he was really cool, but it didn't really work. So just get an adult in the room. Just bring someone who is an adult and can have a decent product on the field. And the Raiders, I know they lost this week, but it's going to be a decent product. I'll tell you what I don't care about in coaching hires. I could not give a damn that you used to play for that organization. Right. It means nothing to me. You look at so many of the great coaches, they have no connection to the organization. They just wound up there. And if it's like, did you take him because of some nostalgia itch that he used to play for the Jets that have anything to do with it? Because it shouldn't. I like the hire, I guess. I mean, you go defense twice in a row after Saleh. You go with the guy, again, with Saleh, who's never been a head coach. It seemed a little bit repeating itself. But I'll tell you, I did have respect for the way that Aaron Glenn handled Rodgers. And to hear Rodgers retell the story of, I flew there on my own dime, I sat down, and I said to Aaron Glenn, you don't know me. You know what Aaron Glenn said back? Well, you don't know me. And then he cut Aaron Rodgers, who's never been cut in his life and never will be again. I thought that was kind of a cool, badass draw a line in the sand move. Now, maybe his quarterback's not good, and Rodgers would have been better, but it's over.
Are you a Rodgers fan?
A huge fan.
Yeah, me too. I like you. Have you met him before?
Yeah, many times. He and I have had a relationship through the media, but I think he's the best interview in sports, maybe all of sports. And Listen, I know people get pissed off when I say this. He's the best quarterback I've ever seen. And now he's not the greatest, and it's not Brady. And I've never seen someone down to down play the game better than he has during his MVP seasons. It's just a complete master. I love watching him play.
Mobility, the ability to flick the ball down the field effortlessly. Like, I would say the same thing. The way I would always put it is into categories. Brady's the greatest winner that I've ever seen. Peyton was like the best pure quarterback, reading a defense, dropping, and then, here's the read. And Rodgers was just a combination. Now, this is pre-Mahomes in my mind. Rodgers was the best combination that I've seen, period. You could throw Mahomes in that conversation. Where would you put Mahomes? Even with you still say Rodgers at his peak better than what we've seen from Mahomes?
The early Mahomes, like the Tyreek era Mahomes, was unbelievable. That was so fun to watch, and it feels like it was 50 years ago watching the Chiefs now, where everything they do is impossible. So, I mean, Mahomes is like, you put a pin in it. He's so young, and we've never seen this talent. I'll tell you a story about Mahomes. We were on Good Morning Football, and I remember that draft class came out, and all of them came through as guests. All of the quarterback prospects in that draft class. So I think it's like Mitch Trubisky, Deshaun Kaiser from Notre Dame. Deshaun Kaiser came through, and all of us in the show were like, well, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be President of the United States. Huge dude from Notre Dame, strong, handsome, big handshake. Mahomes comes in. He's got that voice. His mom was with him. Like, there were some things that were like, this guy seems a little off. He left the table and we're like, I don't know about that guy. Texas Tech? What? And then like 20 seconds later, he was just eviscerating everybody he played and throwing behind the back passes. So we were way off. And, Mahomes is the man. He's just scraping right now.
Would you ever do ayahuasca with Aaron Rodgers?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, listen, if I was invited, I'm at that point now, Sal, where I'm like, I'm in my mid-40s. I'm looking for stuff to fire us up.
Get me out of the house.
I'm living in the cul-de-sac. I go out in the corner, and some dad with his IPA and his banking vest and, his Yeti cooler. And he said, wow, oh, really? You're going to Florida with your kids? I went to Florida. And it's like, I could use a little life right now. So if the offer was on the table, sure.
All right. How about the Giants? I saw that you were over there handing Scattaboo that angry run scepter.
Yeah.
By the way, you got to be making good bank on those T-shirts. No,
God, from your lips to God's ears, please.
Right?
Everybody buy a damn shirt. I hate that I'm peddling T-shirts, guy, but they're pretty cool.
I mean, how many jobs do you need? And then you need the T-shirts on top of it. But no, they are cool. So you went out there and saw Scattaboo, gave him the angry scepter. Where are you at with the Giants? Russell Wilson taking over right now before Jackson Dart, trying to get Dable and maybe salvage that regime of Shane and Dable with Russ leading the way.
I was so excited for Scattaboo. He's just one of those guys that I put all the chips in. I'm like, he's going to be great. He's amazing. He's a folk hero. He's like he was on your high school team in your locker room and listen to Pantera in the weight room. This is a great guy. And on his first touch in the NFL, he ran over like 3 different guys. I was so happy. So we give the angry run scepter to whoever has the angriest run of the week. Go to the Giants facility. I got invited by the Giants. Incredibly cordial, incredibly hospitable people. I give the scepter to Scattaboo, who's amazing. I'm like, this is so cool you did this. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do another one next week. Like, he was a little cocky. Scattaboo's got that in him.
I saw the video, yeah.
Yeah, like he believes in himself. And then I get a tap on the shoulder in the middle of all of it, and I'm surrounded by all these Giants employees and photographers and just really nice people, and I get a tap on the shoulder, and I turn around, and there's Russ, and he's going to the weight room. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? Like, big handshake, big hug, all that. Oh, what you got there? I'm like, oh, this is a scepter, and I don't think he knows what it was, but and it's fine. I was just surprised, and honestly, I was impressed because in many different points, have been a very, very, very vocal critic of Russell Wilson, and it's spilled out onto social media, and I have never met him before, but it's my job to talk about the players, and I've done so critically of Russell Wilson. And so either he was like messing with me and killing me with kindness, which I also kind of like, or he was just blissfully ignorant and was just saying welcome. Either way, I respected how he handled it.
Now, why have you been a critic of his? Just dating back to Seattle or just Denver and Pittsburgh?
Denver. And honestly, like, Russell Wilson just played pretty much an incredible game. And, like, I don't want to gratuitously dig up the past. Like, there was times in Denver where I had issues with what I thought was his awareness of his public image and his bolstering of it on purpose. And I thought there were teammates maybe didn't respect that. But that's redundant, and that's years ago. And listen, he's 2 teams later now, and I'm sure you were watching that game too, like, oh my God, Russell Wilson, this is amazing.
I've always thought, like the Denver stuff is a huge story. Denver thought they were going to change everything and make a big trade. It was a disaster there, every which possible way. But what he did in Seattle, I would always think that was, I know he won a Super Bowl, so how underappreciated could you be? Yeah. I thought that there were times watching him, even in the playoff years, dude, he was as good a deep thrower as I've ever seen. Obviously, you saw that come to fruition with the Giants to ridiculous extent on Sunday, but I always thought he was underappreciated. Maybe the lack of awareness, a little bit. Like, he's corny. I mean, I could say it. I'm probably not going to go in their locker room. He's not going to say anything to me, but he was a little corny at times. Hey, look, if it leads to wins, who cares? What would you do if you're the Giants with Jackson Dart? I don't know if you've met him.
I haven't.
Everybody wants Jackson Dart. It's not about Russell Wilson. It's just about getting to the future, the exciting potential future with Dart. What do you think of Jackson Dart?
I just think I can't believe the restraint from Dable. It's so easy to break glass in case of emergency. Here's another funny story. Over the summer, my wife and I go to Citi Field because we're going to see Post Malone and Jelly Roll. We go to the concert. It's just fun, like a parents' night out, just two of us, no kids, no friends, anything. We go to Citi Field. We walk through the turnstiles. Within 5 seconds of passing the turnstiles, I physically bump into Brian Dable, who is there with his whole family, and they're having so much fun. He's like, I love jelly. And then so we start talking, and like, I truly, truly love Dable. And for all the Giants fans or critics listening, think what you want of him as a coach. God, he is a rock solid guy. The second you're in the room with him, he makes you feel comfortable. He's awesome. And I'd had a few drinks. I don't know if he had, but like we were feeling it. And my takeaway from it was Dable. We talked a little football. He was so excited about Jackson Dart. Like, just so excited. Like, he was saying, Jackson, this and this and this. And I was like, all right, great. I know you loved him. You drafted him. So to that point, the fact that he didn't say, all right, 1 week, get out of here. He just pull the ripcord on Russ. And he made the right choice. And it was the right coaching choice. And now it's like, okay, I thought Russ was playing for his job in week 2. I thought everything was on the table, including like a halftime benching, everything. I didn't think they were going to go another game of that level of play. And then he just starts lighting it up. And I got to say, as far as the Giants right now, we were talking about this on Good Morning Football. You know, we do these wacky segments where we have whiteboards, and it's like one word to describe the Giants-Chiefs matchup. And my word was just opportunity. I know there's so much doom and gloom with the Giants, and they're 0-2, but they have not only been bad the last few years. You know this. They're so miserable at home. And when you get those Giants fans to buy the tickets and get in the car and bring their kids and go to the stadium and they just get their clock cleaned at home, that really, really leaves scars. They have an opportunity at home on national TV to send the Chiefs to 0-3. And honestly, Sally, I think they're capable. I think they could win that game based a lot of what I've seen from the Chiefs and what I saw from the Giants offense last. You telling me Neighbors couldn't go nuts again against the Chiefs? I really think they can win that game. And like, what a win. At home, national TV. We finally did something worth clapping about for our home fans. And for the first time in history, Patrick Mahomes is 0-3. My word's opportunity. I tend to look positive.
You really think? Because I felt that way a little bit yesterday. I went back and watched some more of the highlights of the key plays in the Eagles-Chiefs game. I know the Chiefs are 0-2.
What'd you see?
I don't think they're dead by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, no, I don't either.
But I think a lot of people, dude, if they go 0-3 and losing to the Giants, like losing to the Chargers, losing to the Eagles, happens. Chargers are very good. Eagles Super Bowl champions, even if it's at home and it was a tight game. I don't think Dallas is that good. I don't know if that's sustainable with the Giants. No, I do know it's not sustainable what the Giants did on Sunday offensively. And it feels like we had Baldy on yesterday, who I respect his opinion. You're an NFL guy. I respect your opinion on it as well. It feels like a lot of people are saying, it's a winnable game for the Giants. And I'm just thinking, dude, this may be, we're walking into a potential disaster with the Chiefs having their awakening. You really think the Chiefs are going to walk out of MetLife Stadium 0-3?
It'd be crazy. It's crazy that they're 0-2. I don't care who they play. The Chiefs are supposed to go 0-2. And everyone's like, what's wrong with the Chiefs? You watch them on offense. Everything just looks so difficult. Like, Mahomes has to ad-lib and Sandlot to do anything. And look, you can get into the minutia of it. They lost their top 2 receivers. They don't have a 1. They don't have a 2. They have the least talented backfield probably in the NFL. They have like a 30-something podcaster at tight end who is all heart, but like, he's in his 13th season.
30-something podcast.
Gronk didn't even get to his 13th season. Look up Shannon Sharp's numbers in his 13th season. It was career lows. Like, Kelsey is just a little piece. So I will still say, though, I don't care if the Chiefs start 0-7. I still won't give up. I still think they're going to be 10-7.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Either way, we're looking forward to the show tonight.
Thanks, man. 9 o'clock tonight.
Pleasure to meet you in person.
You're the best, Sal.
I got to look up that real world history and get refreshed on that. Appreciate you coming in. Make sure you check it out tonight on Vice. NFL Classic. After further review, you got Kyle hanging out with Bart Scott and Method Man watching the Can't Wait game where the Jets beat the Patriots in a postseason game. And then October 8th, you got Phil Simms, Chris Russo also join Kyle to revisit the Giants' Super Bowl 21 win over John Elway and the Broncos. That is at 9 p.m. Eastern on Vice TV. Thank you very much, Kyle. We appreciate the time.
Great to see you, dude.
We'll come back, finish up with your calls, 888-808-1019, BT and Sal on the Fan.
It's Chris McMonagle overnights on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
Second and 30, and they still get a big play down to the goal line, only to have it wiped away by a guy who's losing his mind, playing left tackle. James Hudson, they gave a 2-year contract to because they knew they need probably a left tackle while Andrew Thomas is out.
Listen to CMAC on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Andrew Perloff with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Some quarterbacks are victims of their own expectations. Chicago's Caleb Williams is supposed to be a generational talent. Instead, he looks like a guy who has played very little NFL football and could go either way. He's been widely criticized, but in his second game, Bears coach Ben Johnson said he saw significant improvement. Maybe he's a guy who needs time to figure it out. Although with this kind of hype, time is something Caleb Williams doesn't have on his side. I'm Andrew Perloff.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Connecticut's best value is at Town Fair Tire. They honor all manufacturer and valid competitor rebates, offer the most free services for life, plus give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody!
Town Fair Tire.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines. Whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. This NFL season has finally arrived. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Evan. Download the FanDuel app today and get started. FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable. Bonus bets expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires. Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
How
good is a perfectly cooked tomahawk steak? The Chef IQ Sense is the wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your meat. Order the newly released 3rd generation Chef IQ Sense now and enter code word BOOMER for 20% off at chefiq.com.
Come out to Yankee Stadium to see the New York Yankees in action on Tuesday, September 23rd, when the Yankees host the Chicago White Sox. Don't miss a long-time Yankee Stadium tradition. Yankees Cap Night. The first 18,000 guests in attendance will receive a Yankees cap, courtesy of Cannon. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com/tickets. That's the Yankees and White Sox on Yankees Cap Night, Tuesday, September 23rd. Visit Yankees.com/tickets today.
At Straight Talk, we get it. You say no a lot.
Mom, can I get a tarantula?
No.
Coffee?
No. So we're giving you more reasons to say yes, like a free 5G phone with real unlimited data with select plan activation.
Can I use the free phone?
Yes. See? Doesn't it feel good to say yes to more?
Absolutely. Face tattoo?
Absolutely not. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. In-store activation of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required. For network management practices, visit straighttalk.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Call of the day with Brendan Tierney and Sal Licata on The Fan.
Today's Call of the Day brought to you by Edison Heating and Cooling, New Jersey's heating expert. Joe is in Valley Stream. What's up, Joe?
Call me crazy, but after Bednar, I probably trust Williams the most. Weaver's been caca. Cruz, Hill stinks. Duvall, awful. He stinks, Duvall. So after Bednar, I probably trust Williams, the most.
Yeah, I mean,
by
default, yes, but also because he's earned his way back into that circle of trust, Joe. I would trust Williams.
Oh, shoot, I have a cop in back of me.
Oh, hopefully he didn't get in trouble. And he didn't curse. Good job there, Joe, maintaining your composure. Maybe he had to go and he was just making that an excuse. You think he really had a cop pull him over?
Nowadays, if I did get pulled over, I'd be like, hey, listen, I got to call you back. I'm getting pulled over.
Yeah, there you go, right.
It wouldn't be like, oh, shoot, got to go, bye.
Like if I'm calling your show, Hoff, on the overnights on Saturday, I'm like, Hoff, the Mets think, dude, I don't believe this. A cop's pulling, I'm getting pulled over. All right, man, I got to go. I'm getting pulled over.
No, don't go. Let me talk to the cop.
Oh, they have a call of the day. Hoff, I got to be honest. I can't let this go. This is my issue. I get fixated on things. It was a pleasure to finally, like I said, Kyle and I have had, we used to work in the same building, change in the same dressing room. I've never crossed paths with them. We have a lot of mutual friends within the business, producers, Jimmy Traina, whatever it may be. First time I've had the chance to even talk to him, let alone have him in studio. And for years, for some reason, I was connecting him to another real-world cast member, and I don't know why. Did I dream?
Which cast member was it?
Okay, I figured that out.
Okay, was it Robin?
No, It was a Maya from Hawaii, I'm pretty sure.
A Maya from Hawaii?
Yes, did you watch Hawaii?
I watched them all. That's one with Tech, right?
Yes, Tech Money, exactly right. Ruthie, yes, so that was Hawaii. But Chicago, I did watch it. Now, Hawaii was the year before that, maybe, or maybe a couple years before that. Oh, yeah, New Orleans was after that, Seattle. I remember all these, and I remember Kyle's as well. Now, I didn't want to focus on the real world. I just wanted to, talk about that because it's been in my mind. But it's one of those things, I dreamt one time many, many years ago in the early 90s that Warren Moon used to play for the Falcons. I had a dream.
Okay.
I don't know if it's from Tecmo Bowl. I don't know how it happened because I used to love using the Oilers and Tecmo Bowl, which, by the way, I should have brought that up with Kyle instead of bringing up the real world. So, I used Haywood Jeffries and Gibbons. The
Are
Oilers.
you telling me that you once dreamt that Kyle was in a relationship with Amaya?
I think so. I don't know where did it come from? Why would I think that? Why would I Like, I had that dream about Warren Moon. I thought, like, I woke up the next day, like, oh, Warren Moon was a Falcon. And then years later, I realized, wait a second, he never played for the Falcons. Like, I dreamt it and it felt so real that maybe this was a dream that I had because I was maybe into Amaya back in the day from Real World Hawaii. And then maybe I was watching, like, I don't know.
I think you're starstruck. I got to be honest with you, and I don't normally do this because other athletes and people like that, I like being next to Evan, I don't care about people like that.
Right.
But being next to somebody from the real world,
yeah,
like that to me is that's my childhood.
You know, I always wanted to be on the Real World.
Did you ever audition?
I did not.
Me neither.
I do know somebody who works at WFAN that did audition. You want to take a stab at it?
Al Dukes?
No.
Oh. He loved that stuff too, by the way. Gio?
No.
Monzo?
No. Starts with an M.
Mike Francesa?
No.
Oh.
You want me to just tell you?
Yeah.
Moose. Isn't that great? Because I remember when Moose and I used to talk about this, he's like, "Oh, I sent in an audition tape for that." I'm like, "What?" I didn't even know you could do that. I wish I could have been on the Real World. I wanted to be on the Real World.
What year did he send it in?
I have no idea.
This must have been like early on, like episode season 1 or 2.
Honestly, like Moose and I probably talked about this 15 years ago, and it came out that he told me that he sent in an audition tape for it.
I would have loved to seen that.
Me too. Can you imagine getting your hands on that?
I'm a sports anchor.
But all this time, I thought Kyle dated Amaya. I don't know where the hell I got that idea from. Like Warren Moon with the Falcons. Did I just dream it? I got to do my research on that. Anyway, make sure you watch Vice tonight. And in case you missed anything, check it out on the free Odyssey app. Fun talking with Kyle Brandt for almost an hour. Obviously talking Mets and Jets, reacting to that news. Yankees as well. Hopefully BT, who's been under the weather for a while, he needed a day to recoup here. Hopefully he's back with us tomorrow. We'll talk all things, Mets and Yanks, whatever they do tonight. Of course, Mets still fighting for their playoff lives as well as look ahead at Week 3. No Justin Fields for the Jets. Seeing if the Giants can get themselves in a win column against the Chiefs. Thanks to Dove. Thanks to Hoff. Thanks to Kyle Brandt. Thanks to everybody who listened and called. We appreciate each and every